You look... Yeah.
I still look pregnant.
So
It's going around.
you would like to tell everybody what has been going on?
Well, let's see. Shit, what was I doing 2 weeks ago?
Scratching your balls.
Might have been doing that. Well, anyway, just last week. We'll just say last week. My daughter had a baby, her first baby. She left at 6 o'clock. Didn't have the baby until 12:55 a.m.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. But, nope, she had a beautiful baby girl. 5 pounds, 7.3 ounces. 18 inches long. Head full of hair.
Well, congrats, Grandpa.
Thank you.
Like you did, you did a whole lot of work.
I was there going, yep, it's a baby. Everybody in the family is like, oh, can I hold her? And I'm sitting over the corner like, yep, that's a baby.
He's a baby.
They're like, you want to hold the baby? Nope. I don't do babies.
Doctor sat there looking like Johnny Bench.
You know how many times I saw the doctor while I was there?
Once?
No.
He didn't even come in?
She
didn't even come in?
She was there like the last, push.
Well, she just showed up and she phoned it in so she can make her money.
But,
yeah, the nurses do all the work. Doc comes in and goes, here you go.
Baby.
no, I was
I'll
sent.
see you later.
I was sent home about 11:30ish.
Bill's in the mail.
We had that 5-year-old, was with us, and
Yeah.
Kylie had enough of the 5-year-old and booted her out of the room.
She's going to have a whole lot of 5-year-old here in about 5 years.
Well, that 5-year-old and our 5-year-old are two totally different things. That's Disney World to Kings Island. So anyway.
Yeah, well.
At least this time I'm not alone in the DJ booth. I missed 2 weeks. Everybody shows up, gets a bit drunk or whatever happened. Then I show up and everybody leaves. One little accident and everybody fucking leaves. She's going to kill me once she gets better. Because I know they're listening.
No, they're not. They know you're back. Pat's on tonight? Shit.
I'm off. Somebody's sick. You're sick. I go to work late. Yeah, we all know Princeton, right? He's in his driveway. I drove by. I saw it. My phone's going to ring here in a minute. So anyway, what's everybody else been doing?
Running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Filling in for you.
And it's a more fun show than your show.
No.
Don't lie.
But you are.
At least you listen to it now.
You guys are on task more when
When you're not here.
You know what? That is true. I heard about that. They talked. Brian told me that.
You want to start the feud? We'll start the feud. But
Brian told me that you guys stayed on topic for almost the whole first break.
Yeah.
Well,
last week.
And almost the whole show in general, we talked about alcohol.
I was going to figure it was alcohol or porn.
But and the show before that was almost all alcohol too. So it's
Bill shows up with glorious drinks, and we drink the shit out of them.
Boy, that boy can drink. I'll make some drinks. Whew.
What did he make last time? He brought in the
delicious.
Was it the dragon's blood?
I don't know.
Yeah, he had
creamsicle.
Yeah, he had cream. It was like orange juice and moonshine. And
Oh, the
something else.
dreamsicle.
Yes.
Yes.
After about 10 minutes, I forget who I am, so I don't know.
It's that, and then the dragon's blood wine will get you, along with the hollaback girl.
And the lemon drop.
And the lemon drop will sneak up on you like you
Oh,
won't
God,
believe. Because the
yeah,
more
yeah.
it sets, the better it gets.
It don't sit for long.
I have a basement with a rack in it. It's already set up. All I have to do is just
Get in the pit.
get the recipes so we can start putting this stuff up
Put
there.
the lotion on, and you'll like it.
And you'll like it.
But no, I found the stuff that I racked off about a year ago, and I kept in a cool, dry place. Shut the fuck up.
What? I didn't say anything.
And I found it,
You
and I
went
told
there.
Bill, I said, can we actually still, make this? And he goes, has it been in a dark, cool place? And I said, yeah. And he goes, bring it. So I was going to bring it tonight and give it to him. But no, there again, she can't. Never mind. I'm not going to pick on her. She's sick.
Who are you picking on?
Nobody in particular.
That's what I thought. Chicken.
I'm not going to say a damn word.
I'm not going to say Heather's name. I'm really... Oh, well.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, yeah,
Hey,
anyway.
so August 24th and to the 26th,
What is that? A Saturday and a Sunday?
Horror Hound Weekend.
Oh. Who's going to be there?
Wait,
Bruce
it's
Campbell.
what?
Wait,
Oh!
say that again.
It's
Horror Hound.
Horror
shit, I
Hound
got
Weekend.
excited for a second.
Oh, that's completely different from what I heard.
Yeah, not
that's,
Horror
that's
Hound.
not what I heard either.
Whorehound weekend.
My interest has begun waning.
Time out. So, we need a man cave correspondent to bite the bullet and go down to Evansville
Why?
at the end of the month.
Why we couldn't?
Stormy Daniels is going to be in Evansville.
Well, she's supposed to be in Fort Wayne here soon, is what I heard.
She's already
Is
been
it?
in Fort Wayne, I think. Hadn't she?
Like literally all of Portland.
But we need a man cave correspondent to go down there.
Well, you can't
You
even
need-
get a
can't
man,
get a- yeah.
You can't even get a man cave correspondent to go to Anderson on Tap.
That's right where I was getting ready to go.
Yeah, we can. You're going and he's going.
I'm not with the man cave.
Are you on the show now?
Well-
Shut the fuck up.
All right. All right.
Are you saying you wouldn't go to a strip club if we paid for you to get down there and go get your picture taken with her?
Correct.
Lying bitch.
No.
No, I have to. I was going to try to take him once. I had to literally liquor him up before he would even
You had to lick him.
liquor him up.
And we still didn't go to the strip club.
I know
When
when
he
we were
finally
down
got to enough where he was like, "Yeah, let's go." I was going, "I can't drive."
Look at the shirts.
But no, so the Horror Hound weekend in Indianapolis, Bruce Campbell, Robert Englund, Peter Weller, Shannon Doherty, Lance Hendrickson,
Lance who?
Hendrickson,
Oh,
Henriksen.
Hendrickson, Bishop from Alien.
Oh,
Aliens, yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
I was gonna say, I know he's been in a bunch of different.
I heard the name. I
movies
just was
and
like,
TV. Yeah, he was on TV show.
Pumpkinhead.
He was Wayland from The Predator
yeah.
versus Aliens versus Predator.
He was also Bishop.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
In his image.
Who the football player Bosworth?
Oh, Brian Bosworth.
Wasn't he in the movie he was in about the biker gangs? Wasn't he the head biker guy?
Oh, he was
Of
the
the-
CIA agent. And
Yeah, he was the undercover
infiltrated.
DEA.
Yeah, a DEA.
What
Yeah.
was that?
Something like that. But Hendrickson was the lead biker guy for that movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Got that great voice, that rasp.
Yeah. Sounds like gravel. Raspy
What
gravel.
is it? Stone Cold? No.
Yeah.
Yes,
was
that's
it
Stone Cold?
Yeah, Stone Cold.
he was the, and then they made it was a prequel to that movie where he was a DEA or FBI or I don't know something.
Some alphabet soup.
Yeah. Oh well, it didn't. It B movie at best.
They need to redo Robot Jocks.
Well,
Yes,
well,
they do.
wait a
They
minute.
do. Well, they did. It's called Pacific Rim.
I mean,
No.
with the graphics and stuff like that for Pacific Rim, Robo Jocks would be
Robo Jock.
No.
Robot Jocks, whatever. It would be freaking awesome.
Have you guys seen Pacific Rim 2?
Yes,
Yes.
I have.
So it's Robot Jocks.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
If you throw an alien at the end of Robot Jock, it's Pacific Rim 2.
That's true. I'll give you that one.
Because, they do all the battling and blah, 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 but then, that alien comes in and kiboshes all that.
I don't know. I like the little spinny.
The Wrecker.
Yeah,
Or the Scrapper.
yeah, the
Whatever
little
the hell it was.
the very like you gave him a run for the money. Yeah, he like folds up and turns into a giant hamster ball.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works.
And then it gets tased.
But, what was, Stafford, you sent me the link, what was it, a year ago, about the USA versus Japan robot battle.
Yeah. You didn't watch it?
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Well, the
They-
very
they-
first one was ridiculous.
They were both tethered, and what was it, a chainsaw and a fist on one, and then
I
some
don't
kind
know.
of gun and a
Yeah, it was like a paintball gun.
stick, or
something.
yeah.
Well, the one like the very first one, they came over and just knocked it over.
It just got pushed over.
It was just like boom, and it's over with. So they brought out the Eagle Prime or whatever
Yeah.
and that one I was really like, saw the cockpit,
Yeah.
saw the cockpit.
Everybody that's watching, it's like, go for the cockpit! You guys, go for the cockpit! It's like, yeah, I don't know who plays Battletech here. Yeah.
It's always, how did you beat me? Well, PPC blast to the cockpit kind of ends your fate.
Yeah, isn't that right?
Yeah. Hey, you got
I
swatted
was
out
tagging
here.
on you for a day and a half. Yeah, well, PPC to the face. That's like when you're running around and you got like 27 kills and you need 28 to hit your all-time best, and a 12-year-old comes up and shoots you in the face with a shotgun.
And it's not remotely like when you get shot and killed by the kinetic energy from a grenade launcher, not the grenade actually exploding. Right?
Yeah. Well, you know.
I love that they actually included that in.
I know, right?
That was, and that's actually an achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't when I done it, which pisses me off because it's like,
You're like, oh, I got to do it again.
Like, here, just stand here. Let me shoot you.
I think it's funny, man, because when I'm on vacation, I get bored. I'll go online and start playing games, and I'll be rocking until about 2:59, and then it's like I go from like 53 kills to like 3,
right?
and it's like what the
School's out.
hell's going on? Oh, school's out.
School's out.
I just got my ass handed to me by a 12-year-old.
Welcome to Cheater Strike.
Who in the hell's using a noob tube?
Me.
Thunk, thunk, thunk. Oh, come on!
Do you remember which?
You're in a building and you're using a noob tube.
I think it was Modern Warfare. Which one was it?
Modern Warfare is the one where Kylie got called the shield bashing bitch.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about. Remember which one had the shipment? Was the map where was it's like the cargo containers? Like it's really small.
Yeah, it was that one.
Was it that one?
Yeah.
With the
Where you just lob grenades and you just doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom, doom,
You
doom.
get up on top of
watch
the-
kills. Just go tick 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 tick.
What's that one that we played Modern Warfare where it was the like the gravel? They had the machine in the middle and you could get all the way up on the top.
Yeah.
And if you were the first one up there, nobody
owned
was
the
getting
map.
down.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we can get to you. Thunk. Oh, you son of a bitch. Come on, man. Thunk. And then Kylie figured out she got that shield. You could crouch.
Yep.
Ding ding ding.
Oh, yeah, you could just shield bash them to death.
Yeah, because there was a very small window where you could shoot her in the foot.
Not even
And
that.
that was it.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah,
Wood
no,
was
get
like
behind her.
Wood would be
Yeah.
running around the map, and all of a sudden you just see Kylie coming around the corner, and you hear Wood go, "Oh God, no, no, get away, get away!" Boom.
Well, we're talking about the same guy. It's like, oh my God, they're getting back up.
Oh my God, I laughed so damn hard. That was the night your mom yelled at you in your own house.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
And it took me
get
a minute
along.
to
You're like,
realize. Well,
sorry, Mom. We'll get. Wait a goddamn minute.
I own this son of a bitch.
It was funny because she yelled at us.
Everybody was
Everybody
like,
shut up because she hit the mom tone.
yeah.
And she went back in the room, and I was like, "Damn, Stafford, that's pretty bad." When she tells you what to do in your own house, he goes, "This is my house." Gets up and goes yells at her, and I'm like, "Yeah." Is it okay to talk loud now?
Well, that's because we were interrupting her on WoW. I can't hear myself kill
Oh God, he was screaming, "Where the hell is this coming from? What? Wait! Oh, they're getting back up!"
Well, I mean, we'd unloaded pretty much everything on them, and it's not until in Gears of War you get that Lancer chainsaw bayonet. And we're like, it was the first time we ever played it. We're like, what the hell kills these things? Oh, God, we got nothing left. Turn it, fire up the chainsaw. We're out of everything else. We even use grenades.
That's one of the worst things you want to do.
Drop
when you're on
smoke
like
and run away. Drop smoke and run away.
When you're like on a zombie map where they just keep coming wave after wave, and you go up, "Yeah, take that! Click, 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 click." Oh, this
shit.
is bad.
Or the flood on Halo.
Oh God!
God, get away from me!
when the grave mind decides you're no longer his friend.
It was like me when we were playing paintball one time in Indy, and I had like, for some stupid reason, I forgot one of my jerseys, so I had to wear my Aftershock jersey, my team jersey, and everybody's like, "We're gonna follow you because you know what you're doing."
You go in here.
So I did, man. It was like,
What
I
the
had
hell
like
were you, the towel boy?
I had like 10 of us. I had like 10 of them following me around. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" "Well, you know what you're doing. All right, you two go check that room, see if it's safe." They're like, "Okay." So they walk in there. And it's like,
air, get in there.
oh, they did, man. They got lit up, and I said, "Okay, let's go this way." And the bad thing about it is,
Nobody
the last two, because I sacrificed all of them. The last two, I said, "We got one room left to check for that flight." They're like, "We'll go in there."
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, let's not go there either.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
So I get back in the damn waiting room, and they're like, they just got this look at me like, "What happened, man?" I said, "I don't know. We never did find the flag. We'll have to try it again next time." Okay. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Better luck next time.
By the, the third or fourth hour we were there, they started to realize that they were cannon and fodder. I didn't have much paint on me that game.
You know what,
that
though?
day.
It's okay.
Canoon,
because
go there, go.
It took them that long to realize that it's on them.
Well, they are 10. I mean, come on.
Oh, you're sending 10-year-olds? You dick.
Sending 10-year-olds to die.
Yeah, I probably would have done
Hey, if they can do that in Nazi Germany, so I can do it on a paintball.
Oh. Boo.
Well, welcome edits.
What can I say? Can I say see you next Tuesday? What was the damn? I'm trying to think of the damn word she said right before that. The Samantha Bee comment.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know who the hell that was until.
Oh,
I mean,
but no, she said tell was it Ivanka to go put a low cut dress on or shirt on and dress, hike it up and go tell Daddy the blood. Oh, you fucking cunt!
wow.
I was like, wow. Yeah. And then everybody's like, well, that's okay. No, that word is never okay.
So we have liberal logic now.
Hey, liberals are never wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
And we just lost all 2 listeners.
They're never right either.
But no,
I like arguing with them.
Oh God, yeah, because you can just keep pissing them off. Here, look,
Yeah.
let me throw some facts at you.
They're not smart. They're not smart enough to just shut up. They're not.
Well, they're never wrong. That's why.
Yeah, I know. So it's entertainment for me.
Oh, there it is. Samantha Bee. Look, #1 on Google.
What's she look like? I
I'm
bet
getting ready to show you.
bet she's a horse-faced fucking sea cow.
Well, let me just show you that you're not far off. Here, let me pull it.
What was that?
I don't know, but
Something loaded on the
don't
the
ever do it
screen.
again.
Did the computer get excited?
Apparently. It's like, oh, yeah.
I mean, if it's going to play a sound after I make a comment like that, it'll be something from SpongeBob. Is that Amy Schumer?
No, that's Samantha Bee.
Wow,
She's on
it's
TBS.
like
Was it like 10 o'clock at night? It's called Full Frontal.
full frontal, no fucking thanks.
But yeah, Full Frontal was Samantha Bee apologized for calling Ivanka Trump a see you next Tuesday type of woman.
She looks like a lesbian.
A vulgar word. They won't even say it.
Yeah, they're jelly.
The funny thing about it is they said that it was a last minute thing. They said when you're on a TV show, it's written. The person that's going to say it approves it. Then they put it to the producers. The producers approve it. They have to then submit it to ABC to go or TBS, and they said, yeah, that's fine. And then it's then loaded into the teleprompter. So it goes through all these checks, the thing that she was going to say, and then no, she threw it in the last minute.
Well, it's like I said earlier. I remember back in what was the late '80s, early '90s. When did Connie Chung called Newt Gingrich's mom a bitch, and that cost her her job at NBC.
Right.
So it was the same process of
No.
It probably would have been the 90s because that's back when he was speaker.
Yeah.
But no, it's like that's like that thing you posted the other thing. It was the boycott thing. I was like, well, if you're gonna boycott, you got to boycott ABC, ESPN, Marvel, Star Wars.
Well,
Disney owns everything.
Social justice warriors have ruined Star Wars, so I don't have a problem with that. We haven't ruined Marvel yet, but I'm sure it's coming. Exactly. Everything else, I'm sure. Let's boycott the shit out of it. I'll give them a little bit more time with Marvel before I cut bait. But
there was a guy.
I don't like all of the MCU technically, because that didn't happen until after Disney bought Marvel.
Right.
Right.
But I'm saying
then they actually got the Stones to produce their own.
They had a guy on 93.1, local radio station here where we're at, and they
competition.
said, and he said if you really want to do something to protest, you put 100,000 people in line at Disney World and don't let anybody in. He says, let's see what kind of stir that causes. I said, we're going to have so many pissed off Chinese people. But it'll be on film.
Right. I don't think you get better. I don't think you.
That is not a racial slur, sir. That is the truth.
He is checked out.
You cannot go to Disney World without saying.
Did Pat just make the list?
Hey,
Picture?
Did Pat make the list?
Is there a list?
That's profiling.
Is that
Profiling is
profiling?
wrong.
Until it's right.
Oh my God!
What's the list? Am I on a list again? Is there a list?
There is a list.
Okay. Did I make it?
I don't know. Did he make it?
He got close.
What do you have to say to get on the list? Because I've been pretty vulgar so far.
I'll tell you off air because I can't tell you because that'll instantly make the list. I'll tell you what you can say.
Yes, because the last person who said stuff like that killed the station.
Yeah.
Oh, was that...
Yes.
Yes.
This... Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to say that word. I don't like that word.
Everything, literally, we lost all listeners.
Shut down.
Oh, yeah, I know. It quit.
Nobody else really, like, we've lost listeners overall. Yeah, it was...
It's he who shall not be named.
It was bad enough that the next night we put an apology on air.
Did you really?
For
Yes.
Beginning of Metal and Madness.
Did the
Yes,
doctor
we did.
call you? And say, man, that was really bad.
No. Fuck Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob.
He's like the boogeyman now. I kind of want to talk to him.
Paging Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob.
I don't even think he's a real doctor.
No, he's not.
He's a doctor.
He's probably a proctologist.
He likes it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, in my profession, you only need this. Cannonball Run. Come on, the doctor.
Okay, I thought you were. I think you're like, oh, stick my finger up my.
I was thinking more
like,
of 400. I was like, fortunately, my schedule seems to give me some leeway. As for the money, sir, you got yourself a deal.
Yeah. So,
Did you guys see the post I put on the Man Cave Facebook page about the beer shot thing?
the beer is.
It's a
shut.
syringe, basically.
Oh,
it holds
yeah.
2 cans of beer, and you put it in your mouth, and it's like, gone. That's it.
You literally have to open it and just go, and you.
Here, yeah, I'll show you.
It's like a syringe shotgunning it straight.
It
down
holds 2 cans of beer.
That sounds like an instant drowning.
You know what? It doesn't look like it. I mean, I could be way wrong.
Is there like a tube you can shove down your throat so you get?
No,
past
it's like
the
it gives you
lungs?
like a little baby nipple thing, like a sports drink top. The little, the thing.
there. The little thing,
What the fuck do you call it? A nipple? It's a nipple. Don't look at me that way. It's a nipple.
There's something seriously wrong with you.
Yeah. I was gonna come in here and ask
I've
you.
been saying that for years.
It's all fun and games until something gets real quiet and Woody looks at you and goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
My wife still considers it like a point of pride. That time we were playing Halo, and
You
she killed it,
bitch.
and you're like, "You bitch!" And she's like, "He said it, and he meant it." She goes, "That's the greatest thing that's ever happened."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, thanks, the whole wedding day, honey." But hey, and that's why I'm getting a divorce.
Over Halo?
No, damn near. I mean, I think your wife and my wife were as mad as.
well, my wife included.
Yeah.
My wife has only played Halo, the new one, once.
She played with us.
That's
she
the
played
once.
with us.
Because we got it on there and we started playing, and then she's like, "I want to play." And I was like, "Okay, it's got to co-op, blah blah blah." And you click on co-op. Son of a bitch! What the? Oh no! So Stafford and I played while the girls in the back bitched.
Yeah, they did. Hardcore.
Yeah, Heather was turning around. She's like, "Take it back."
That's. Yeah.
She bought. I mean, Libby bought the Xbox so we could play Halo.
Yeah, and no, that's what the whole reason Heather wanted that one. So.
And it's like
That's the whole reason why we bought a one was so we could couch co-op.
because
Halo.
the guy told us, he goes, "Yeah, you can co-op. It's right there. It says co-op." And I'm like, "Okay, because blah blah blah." Yeah, the beer stick. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But so we bought it and I set it up. And we put Halo in. She grabbed her controller. I grabbed mine. I said, "Yeah, we can." Well, you're loaded. You're on.
Yeah.
Where's the
That's
screen?
what screwed the whole thing up. Was we were looking at it, we're like we could see each other as being on, but we couldn't figure out. It leads
Why
you to
this-
believe that you could connect.
Have the split screen.
Yeah. And
Nope.
man,
Let's take the best thing for Halo out.
Yeah,
well,
get
and
rid of it.
build the new one.
343. There you go.
343 Industries suck. Microsoft suck. That's two.
Hey, if I say Bill Gates 3 times, you reckon he'll send me some money?
Well, Carl's
He
Jr. doesn't seem to work for us.
Still waiting.
One of these days, you're going to get a big ass check in the mail, and it's Carl's Jr. Please stop talking about us. You know what? For the short time only, the Man Cave is now sponsoring 10% off on all food at Carl's Jr. But you have to say the Man Cave sent us. Offer void in Indiana. Offer void in the United States. And Canada.
In the universe.
You know what? No. Germany. Go find a Carl's Jr. in Germany and see what happens.
Man, you're going to be paying for some Girls Jr.
I'm not paying for anything. The man cave is paying for it.
Care of Pat Brooks.
No. That's area code 765.
All views expressed by the man cave.
We need that. All views expressed by Pat Brooks are non-void. What's the one
They're
they
generally
have?
frowned upon by most.
What was the one that Bob and Tom had for Tim Wilson?
Tim Hortons.
All views
The views expressed by Tim Wilson.
are not necessarily the facts of the radio station.
Of
Or
Bob and Tom.
Or anyone he's on.
Or any normal thinking Americans.
Furthermore, Tim will be gone and everything will return back to normal.
Timmy.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. There's a cripple fight out in the parking lot. Cripple. Cripple fight.
We about had that a while back.
A cripple fight?
Yeah.
Was Eddie here?
No, but me and Eddie were going to fight.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Cane swords.
No, it was I was drunk and wanted to fight, and Eddie was just angry, and I'm like, hey, we gave him a gentleman's offer. I'm like, hey, how about we just beat the shit out of each other, because at the end of the day, we'll still be friends. And
No, because that'll put him down for a month.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I heard about that.
yeah, he didn't want to. And
RJ decided
Probably
to tell
for
us
the
all
best.
everything that you guys taught him.
oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah, Dad showed up the other day, or I showed up and Dad was beating me. What? Wait, what?
He's a very Gentile.
You guys should have done the wobbly sausage jousting.
It's coming.
Yeah. We just need sponsors.
We got the metal rods out there. Sure, it's going to look like a wobbly sausage, but somebody's getting hurt.
No. You have to put the wobbly sausage on the end of it.
Oh, is that how that's supposed
Yeah.
to work?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it turns out.
I knew I was forgetting something. He's tipped it.
Chris has about got me talked into using a hover round for Gen Con anyway.
And like it becomes dead air as soon as
I don't know what to say to that. You lazy
Other than-
bitch.
Well, no,
See? What'd I tell you?
See?
What'd I tell you?
no. That's exactly what he's afraid of, and he can't walk through he has issues walking through a grocery
Well,
store.
I know he has issues.
So,
We got a fucking list of issues.
Stafford has a lot of issues.
like his entire weekend.
Where do
will
we
be-
start? How much time do we have again?
His
Nine
entire weekend.
problems, but never mind.
His entire weekend will consist of him just sitting there angrily mad that he doesn't get to see anything
But
because he can't
That's
do
technically
it.
what I do
Let me
now.
give you an example.
I mean, point of order, Mr. Chairman. That's technically what I do.
Point
now.
of order. The floor recognizes the smart man. But no, it's like, Gen Con technically, now that's all condensed into one area. After the first 3 rows, it's the same thing over and over and over.
No, you get in. You have the sections
And-
that have like the Cthulhu stuff. and then you have,
admit it though. Everybody that we've seen, all like 2 or 3 of them that's in the hover rounds, have the miserable look on their face because they can't go anywhere in the sea of people.
right. Well, no, you have the few that don't care, and I think he would fall into the group that don't care.
If you bring a wobbly sausage and start hitting people with it, the police will be called.
No, if I need somebody to move, I'll run them the fuck over.
Exactly. It's like, cause
Does it have a horn?
My first
It
five,
needs one.
It's got
my
one.
first 5 Gen Cons, I pushed a guy in a wheelchair.
Should
So,
have pushed him out into traffic.
but
Oh
no.
wait, I'm probably thinking of somebody different.
No, you're thinking of the right
Oh,
person.
okay. I pushed him out into traffic. Fuck him.
he cost me a few
See, traffic.
$1,000, but no. So like,
You're
you
agreeing.
can get
just
through
don't
and
say
this
it.
that, and the other. You can get through and you can do all that stuff, but you just have to basically be like, "Excuse me, pardon me, get out of the way."
All freaking day.
Well,
I need a 6-pack of air horns
And
I'm just saying a 6-pack because that's
and an Elon Musk flamethrower.
he
sold out.
No,
he can
snow remover.
he can tell you
That's
how
what it is, isn't it? Basically, a snow remover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he can attest to my idea of Gen Con. Hey, let's go grab food and a beer. Hey, let's go grab food and a beer
So I get
Hey, let's
around
go
and get a
have
fucking
food.
DUI.
and a beer.
Actually, you could get an OWI, operating while intoxicated.
But
You're
that's
trying to
my,
get me thrown in jail,
no,
aren't you?
no, that's my Gen Con though. It's like, okay, let's go look at stuff and let's go eat and you get a beer.
I mean, 'cause,
Okay,
I mean,
then we'll
it's,
go look at stuff and then we'll go get a beer.
like, it's really a pain in the ass. I mean, they don't look happy while they're in them because, first of all, your face level with everybody's asses, which sometimes ain't bad because some of the cosplays girls are there and you're like, yeah. But then again, your face level with people like me or Woody and our Mr. Hill who doesn't care about crop dusting.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm walking.
Well, I guess we'll see you at the end of the day.
Well, I'm guessing it'd probably be better earlier in the week where it's not quite as busy.
Oh, dude.
Well, no, it's
Or it's
busy.
about the
It's
same.
like
the only time
Sunday.
the only time you can really get through there freely is Sunday
And no, I
because
mean, there's
everybody's
times,
left or
Right,
died
but-
from the previous 4
but
days.
there are times when they have events and do whatever. It peters out. You can walk through. You can do whatever, and then it flows back in.
Did he just say his Peter though?
I don't know.
That's a totally different subject. They were talking about it on the radio the other day.
Your Peter being out?
No, some guy walking in on the radio with it. You remember the whole conversation?
Oh, yeah.
Touch it. Just touch it.
Yeah, I don't know. But no, the like if you go out if you go in the hall during lunch, it does thin down. If you go right before the thing closes, everything thins down. So it's just knowing the times or just not carrying and swinging the cane like it's a sword. Get out.
However, we could put cardboard on each side of you, and you could be a tank.
Oh.
There you go.
Actually, what I want to do, I want to get some cardboard. I want to make it up to look like a repulsor sled. We're going to get some paper mache.
Nice.
And then I need somebody to, dress like Leia.
I like how
Woody's
that
going
gets
for
quiet.
something. Woody, you look good in the metal bra.
You're like,
Nah, it changed.
Well-
we're doing like paper mache, and then I need somebody to dress like.
Besides, I don't
Leia.
have enough hair to do that.
We'll just take it off your face.
Well, it doesn't
and put
make
it on your
sense
head.
otherwise.
I don't think Leia would pass.
Or
as that with a beard.
somebody's walking around, in like Han Solo and carbonite. Yeah. Well, now Heather had that
Jabba-
idea where
we
she
can
was
make
going to
Jabba
dress
the
like
slut.
she was going to.
Stabbers out.
And the show comes to a screeching halt.
Oh, I think I know her.
Yes, you do.
On that note,
You can be face level with that.
on that note,
Holy shit!
we have to take a break.
Is it break time?
I'm
Yes.
in for the hub around.
Okay.
We'll be back after these messages and a couple songs.
No, that's. We have hello. I can't be heard. You turn the mics off. Hello. Ah!
Well, apparently, our cart machine decided to not want to spin up.
Cart.
Yeah, it's playing. Do you hear it playing?
I hear nothing.
I don't hear it playing either.
Do we need to check? Live 365.
Well, no, we're on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's just the cart machine didn't give our intro.
Are you
That was what the dead air was we kicked over. It went to cart machine,
And cart machine didn't cart.
and we're like, I'm like, how come we can't hear it? Oh well, let's go right back in.
Yeah, we were on. I was screaming through his mic.
So
But no, he does music,
yes, we're back.
movie composing is what he does. So yeah, they don't have trouble making money. I wonder if you can say her name 3 times. Will she find out about it? Dana Lash, Dana Lash, Dana Lash.
I do like the one T-shirt that she was promoting. I got to second base with the TSA.
Yeah, boy, they'll really get up in your business too. Sir, you've been randomly checked for the pat down.
You look sketchy.
Sweet.
Would you see the picture? Like
Other
where
words.
the guy who took the Snapchat, like standing in line at TSA, like I'm about to get randomly selected for whatever, and like.
No, I saw the one where the dad put the 3-foot dong in his son's
Yeah, I
bag.
saw that.
Sir, you need to check that. I'd like to go to their lost and found to see how many people's like, that's not mine. Even though they packed it.
I stole that bag.
Some guy wearing a turban handed it to me. He ran that way. Oh, just say it. Allah Akbar! Boom.
I don't know, officer. I stole this truck.
Sir, can you get out of the cab? Or, I can't. You get in.
We went to jail together. Here, let me get these bottles out of the way.
That's one thing you want to do is make me. No, you don't ever want to say that to a cop. Oh, yeah? Make me. All right.
Come on,
And
fucker.
they
I ain't
will.
playing.
Get out of the truck. I can't. You get in. I don't think I've ever been that drunk to go up to the cop and go, make me. Okay. I got a gun right here that says, I got 100,000 volts that says I can make you do whatever I want. Prove it. I don't remember anything after that. I do know one thing, that when you go through training for that, for the taser training, don't volunteer.
You volunteered, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
How bad was it?
Oh, we're just going to clip these on. No, I want the full effect. Shoot me with the damn things. Ouch.
Why?
So was it like completely debilitating, or
I dropped to the floor instantly.
And
There was no, I'm going to try to stand up. No, it was
Just
bap.
bam?
Oh,
Done.
yeah, I was a puddle. And those
And you left the
barbs
puddle.
hurt. Oh, my God, do they hurt coming out. Because, everybody's like, well, we'll just alligator clip them to your shirt, right? And we'll just tase you and you'll be fine. Okay. When they go, with the videos you see of them hold on going, taser, 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 and they're holding the screen. No, there was no things. I heard the punk. That's all I heard.
They may be screaming
And then
taser,
people,
taser,
and then,
taser,
and then
but you're
people
going,
you okay? Hey, you okay? Huh? Why am I drippy? Why are my pants filled with goo? It's
Well, at my side job, I let one of the guys hit me with one of the little handheld ones just in the arm.
ow.
Honestly, after that, I'm really not afraid of them.
I'm more of afraid of the popping sound that they make than the.
Well, when they're stuck in your arm, they don't make that popping noise.
Oh, see, I'd be okay then.
Because
click, click, click. It's
he just stuck it in my shoulder because I told him to just see what it was like. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. So he just stuck it in my shoulder, and it doesn't make all that clack. The lightning.
Yeah, well, the lightning's coming out your ass. That's why.
It just kind of makes a hum,
Right.
A really loud hum, but it feels like somebody took like a little sharp knife and just kind of jabbed you with it. It was just a very a sharp pain, but it wasn't real deep. But it felt like somebody poked through your skin with something sharp.
I mean, the what is it? The pistols. They have the stun guns. The actual taser pistol.
Right.
They have 3 cartridges, so they can light your ass up 3 times.
what's funny is while the barbs are still attached and the leads are still attached, they can just go.
Oh yeah,
and
they
hit
can
you.
continue to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
Well, it's like an 8-second run.
Yeah, well, yeah.
as long as the leads are connected, you can just go. Stop!
Oh, you get back up. Man,
from
here's another 8. Ride the lightning.
From my little, and I mean little experience that I have with that, I look at these, police shows like Live PD and stuff like that, and they're like, tap, 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 and the guy's just going, ah, ah, ah. No, it's not all the way in if they're screaming like that, because I was out.
Well, or
At least I think I was out.
but you weren't hopped up on something either.
Oh,
so
God, man, I'll tell you what. Whew. It was. I had to be monitored by the paramedics for the next hour. Cop comes over. You going to volunteer again? No.
you're not going to do that again, aren't you?
No. Do I get my certification? No. You missed the time that you had to try it on somebody. What? You got to go back through this. No, I'm not falling for that again. I know this scam.
Hey, maybe we can volunteer again.
The guy that did tell me, Mike, state cop, I can't think of his last name, but he says it's worse if one goes in and the other one's barely touching. He says sometimes
then it arcs
it's worse.
between it?
Well, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. He goes, Actually, that hurts worse than being actually stuck with those barbs.
Because then you're dealing with like it arcing between the two and like second degree burns.
I'm thinking maybe it's the fact that since it's not in, it doesn't go through the body. It goes on top of the skin.
Perhaps because once it's in the body, that's all it does is just go from point to point.
It's like, but they said the more spread out it is, the harder the hit is.
Right, because you're affecting a larger area.
It's like,
so
I could imagine if they get one in between the shoulders and one around the ass.
Or hit you on the leg. You get the full length of your body.
You're shitting yourself right there. What are you doing? Watch this. It's not a taser. It's a... That's all you get because you're shitting yourself every time he pulls the trigger.
Yeah. Friend of ours who's the local chief now, I've talked to him about it before, and he said same thing. The wider the spread of the barbs, the more effective it is.
See,
if you get hit relatively close together, it's affecting a lot shorter areas, so they don't get the full effect.
We need an intern.
I've been saying that for a while.
We need an intern. That way, our intern could go down, get his or her picture taken with Stormy Daniels in Evansville. Then we could come up and we could have canine training with the intern.
Put him in the big suit.
Run, boy! And then if he doesn't run, our friend on the police force can tase him.
Right. They need training.
And I've got a gun that'll fire the pepper balls. We can do that. Does this make you cry? Pop! Ooh.
I think I'd rather deal with getting shocked than getting pepper balled.
Oh, God. I can't even... The one time that I've been pepper sprayed, that was by, a choice, training.
Right.
I can't imagine the foam. Where it just hits and sticks.
Oh, really?
That spray foam they have.
So you can't wash it off.
Yeah, what is it? Stafford! What? What's the foam called? 765-278-8661. Foam! The CS gas foam. Never mind. He's in there smoking. Okay, thank you. OC gas. Fogger. Whatever. I know they sprayed it on those little the rubber punching dummies.
Yeah.
And they left it on there and it started eating the damn plastic off the dummy.
Oh, yeah.
You put that on humans? Yeah. Ooh.
And then their face melts off.
Once Stafford gets in here, we'll have to ask him about the time he got tased by holding up an inmate.
Well, or if Bill was here, he could tell you about the time where they sprayed one guy at the prison and they didn't like him, so they told him to wash it with warm water.
Oh no!
No, it burns.
Oh, did we say warm? I meant hot water. That's what it was. It's hot water. No, that didn't work either. Oh, it burns.
No, it burns. It hurts.
But, yeah. Well, Bill inadvertently hosed his stepmom. He went through
okay, all right. We got to hear this one.
Now, Bill might correct me on this if he's listening. He's probably not because he's taking care of his wife. But he went through his OCS training for the prison when he first started, way back when Jesus was around.
Back when we were young.
Right. He went home and the stuff was all over his clothes, so he took the clothes out and put them in the washer, washed it, and let them soak like you're supposed to. Well, his mom, not thinking about it, lifted the lid and was like, what is... Ah! It just come wafting up, and Bill's like, no way! Oh.
I'm thinking something like that. You'd want to put like a tub or something outside. Just.
Well, I think after she was done crying and taking a nice cold shower, I think she pretty much explained it. Next time, let people know. Like put a note on it, or something.
Do not open.
Do not open. What do you mean, do not open? Oh, my God! Nope, just swallow some milk. I'm good.
Just bathe in milk.
Oh, yeah. Technically, you think that CS gas is hot or whatever, but I swear to God, they just went into some Indian restaurant and ordered the Thai, the curry. I'll take the Indian curry instead of the American curry, and then they just scrape that shit off and put it in a gun. No.
That's why we quit using CS and we start using OC now.
It's a little hotter.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
And we went up to the Mark IV now, so that, and if you're allergic to pepper, it'll kill you.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't you subduing an inmate and your partner forgot to tell you that he was going to tase said inmate while you were holding on to inmate? Didn't you get tased too or shocked?
No, I didn't get tased.
Okay.
No, that particular incident was he was assisted to the ground and resisted.
Because I thought you said that he was up against the wall.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah, you got...
Yeah, I got a little lit up. But it was worth it.
He's not going. Hit him again. No.
Hit him about a half dozen times. It's fine.
Let go.
I'm a big boy. I can take it. Go ahead and hit him again. Until he gives me this other hand, just keep getting him.
Now, have you ever been actual tased with the barbs?
No.
Okay.
Because I did not need to be trained for it, and I wasn't dumb enough to go up to be a sergeant.
No, I was
Schildmeier,
just
I'm
dumb
looking
enough.
at you.
I was just dumb enough to volunteer.
Yeah. Well, actually,
You're not going to come up and touch me with that.
I volunteered for the stun device, but everybody was gun shy to use it until my Sergeant A unit at that time, who I'm talking about, until he used it. The last guy that used the stun device at the facility got in trouble because they said he used it improperly when he didn't. So everybody was gun shy using it, and we carried it. We never used it.
I would have popped that thing out real quick.
Oh, he did.
Dance, monkey boy.
He's like, you know what? I'm following policy. Then we asked the guy later, and Bill can tell you. When we got him back into SEG, we asked him, he said, hey, and we give his name. He's like, what was your favorite Metallica album? Was it Injustice for All or Ride the Lightning? Fuck you guys.
What was that? What was that? Nothing. That's what I thought. They still give you that stupid speech as the pen is the mightiest weapon you have inside the walls.
Yeah, they're so full of shit.
Well, can you stab somebody with it? I mean,
they tell you that in CTI, and then when you get there, well, okay, when I hired in, we're going back 15 years. When I hired in, they were like, okay, I'm going to tell you what.
That's when Jesus was a baby.
Worst case scenario, you take his belt off, because we had the leather Sam Brown belts back, and they're like, this thing weighs so much, he goes, you can knock somebody out with it if you have to. And he's like, you got to choke somebody out with a phone cord because it's you or them, you do what you got to do.
Throw an inmate you don't like. Hey, Schildmeier, what? Come here. This guy wants to show you something. Push. Go. Run,
the funniest thing I ever saw with Schildmeier, and I'm totally going to call him out on this. We were in the captain's office, and he actually wasn't underneath the desk. He was, yeah, I know, right? It surprised us too. I walked in, I was like, hey, I see more than the top of your head, Ron. So,
hey, Ron, you got a promotion.
That was easy.
Oh, sorry.
He's like, finally, after all these years.
I lost my teeth and everything.
Well, I think he had them removed on purpose. I think it was at a request from the lieutenant. But
less scraping.
Yeah, he can gum it easier. Gumby.
He didn't listen anyway.
No, he doesn't. He's too busy being Eeyore. So the lieutenant at the time, and Bill's going to remember. I don't know if he's listening, but. Uncle Jerry is whom I'll call him. He was out on the yard, and he'd been out there for a while, walking around out on the yard, and he comes back in. Well, he goes through the old roll call room, and they still had a phone on the wall. Well, the phone didn't work. He took the cord, the black cord, not the curly one, the straight one, and it was probably about a 3-foot cord. Loops it up, kind of like what I've got this mic cord here, looped up, but a little wider. And he just got it in his hand, and he walks into the captain's office, and Ron was in there, and he just kind of standing there for a little bit. And he goes, "Hey, Ron," he's like, "You want to see what I found out on the yard?" And he's like, "What you find?" And I seen this coming from a mile away. He just takes and just tosses this cord at. Ron is deathly afraid of snakes.
Snakes, yeah.
And I don't know. He didn't know whether to shit or go blind. Lucky the captain didn't lose something. He bounced off the wall. Ran straight through the dispatch office, right out into C corridor, hit like 3 doors on his way out, and wasn't exactly screaming like a girl, but there was a trail of fire behind him.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, okay, that was the second funniest thing. Well, no, that's actually tied. That and when Boswinkle scared the crap out of him when he was asleep down in SEG. Those are because we'd go down there, and he'd be laying back in the chair, and he'd be out.
Well, you got 2 or 3 officers down there, so, sometimes, it happens on night shift. He's asleep. Sergeant walks down there. Real quiet, keys the door. Doesn't have him pop it, because if you pop it, you'll hear that bolt. Well, no, it's pop, and you'll hear that, and that woke him up. We went and got the key from the control cage to like the emergency key, so that you just it just works like a regular house key.
Yeah.
Just roll it real slow. Slowly open that big steel door. Boswin crouches down, and Ron's got his back to the door that he come through, and I mean he's almost laying flat, feet up on the desk and everything. He crouches down real low, gets right up next to him, pulls the stun device out.
Oh, Jesus.
Pulls the stun device out, puts it this close to his ear, like half an inch away from Ron's ear, where the prongs are, like to test it. Holds it right there, and then he lights that thing up. That dude he levitated straight up,
bounced off the ceiling,
about a foot out of the chair, literally. And then he done this. I don't know how somebody with a spine can do it, but it's wrong. So he does this like invertebrate fish wobble, like a fish out of water when it's trying to get back into the water from the bank. He does that, and he is out of his mind so much he runs straight into the extruded metal cage that the slats in this thing are 1 inch by 1 inch, just enough to get your fingers through. Gets his fingers through and proceeds to try to climb straight up 30 feet up this extruded metal. Tries to climb it, realizes he can't get away from Boz, and then he jumps down. They chase each other inside around, and we're talking about an area the size of this room. It's not that. Where's he going? Runs and he chases him around like 5 or 6 times. Finally has a presence of mind because somebody else is standing there at the door, just kind of like laughing at him. Has the presence of mind to run out the door. Runs out on the range, and this is nighttime. Everybody's locked down and all that. And Boswin still chases him. And this lasted for probably 5 or 10 minutes. It was funny. I guess it's one of those things you kind of had to be there, but
yeah, but still,
oh god, it was.
I would have shit. I'm not.
I think
somebody popped it that quick.
I think he did, honestly.
Couldn't tell by the smell. It's that way all the time.
Yeah, he was definitely very animated, and we got called everything but white boys after at the end of it. He was pretty upset. Yeah,
it could have been worse.
Yeah, I mean, then there's always what we done to Bill. You heard about that? Bill's down there asleep, and they used to be able to order a tray, a couple extra trays, and that the second shift had ordered, it'd been the day shift, had ordered a couple extra lunch trays, so they were still down there, and they had hot dogs that day. So another guy, Bill's racked out pretty much like Ron, goes down there, takes that hot dog, feeds it through the front of his trousers, and just takes it on the side of Bill's face, and Bill wakes up to, what the hell? Like,
God, that would have been that. I'd have been fired.
It was funny, and if we had found a packet of mayonnaise, it would have been even better. But
squirted a little on them.
Yeah, because you get like one little condiment packet from the kitchen, but it just was what it was.
Wow.
I mean, that's back in the day when you could have fun at the job, before it went to total shit. But that's not bad. Fling strawberry rhubarb meat. That's actually not too bad. Better than this omission gluten-free beer. You know what? I'll trade you. Here you go. I accept your trade, sir. I don't think you knew that's what you were doing when you sent it this way, did you? You gonna try some of this?
I can't.
Why?
What did I just tell you on the porch earlier? Alcohol tends to raise something, and it's not the good way.
When are you having the test?
Tomorrow?
So get stoned.
No. That'll lower
because
it.
That's all. Yeah, that'll lower it. That's a whole other problem. I mean, here, you drink this. I'll go get you some of my pills, and if you survive, You'll have a really low blood pressure.
Yeah, well, are you dead? No, I just can't get your blood
See,
pressure.
that's the thing. We just flatline you.
You'll pass.
You'll
No.
pass, and then we'll bring you back. I promise.
No.
You might have to deal with ghosts from your past, but you know.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, unless
I finally watched the remake of that
Which one?
Flatliners.
Oh no! You watched the remake?
Yeah, it was on TV, so I was like,
No.
let's watch it. And I was like, oh god.
I'll sit here and drink that whole thing if you're wanting some,
Better take it now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
That's not even. That's what is it? An hour and 45 minutes.
I really didn't pay attention. I was
It's
like,
the worst.
I watched it for a minute. I was like, and they took all the fun out of the movie. Okay.
Yep.
God, now you got me thinking all the old prison stories.
Bill can sit here. The best one I can remember is him when he was in his first year about the guy that bit his arm off, or took a chunk out of his arm.
Yeah.
That one. And I got a bit on my dick.
Yeah, that and the guy that shoved a pencil down the head of his dick.
Yeah, pimp my dick.
The guy that
Good
tried
for
to
you.
disembowel himself with a razor blade. We had a fight in A unit. Dude, Mike Tyson, another guy, bit the ear off. The only reason I let the guy up in the control area was so I could yell at him for kicking my door, and he's standing there with blood running out of the side of his head. And I gotta go to medical. Motherfucker bit my ear off. Sarge, take him to medical.
That's when you go.
And then plant.
What?
Then another. No. You get. Then another guy. Yeah, no. Listen. Listen. Then another guy went up to the bathroom where it happened. Went up to the bathroom and found the ear. Put it in a Ziploc bag with ice. Okay, this is when Verizon was having those commercials. He's going down the walk and be like, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?"
Yes.
I guarantee you, the first 5 years that I worked for the state, it was like Super Troopers. It was great. I mean, everything was still safe and all that, but there's a lot less ass hattery than. I mean, things were more fun, more laid back. The
Yeah.
morale was higher. You could have a little fun. You knew the line. You knew when to not. Not now.
Things change.
Yeah. God, I'm glad I'm out of there.
I heard something about a guy who actually made a pocket in the fat.
Yeah, he wanted to be a
He marsupial.
kangaroo,
Yeah.
so he made his own pouch.
Well, no, like
Yeah.
the one that I heard was
That was the guy who was talking about disemboweled himself.
well, like the one that I heard was like he was actually using it. He was a heavy set guy who was using it to smuggle things in, like phones.
Okay,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
that's a different dude. Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 phones and
Yeah.
stuff in it when they found it.
You want to talk about something crazy? Let's talk about the 34 cell phones they pulled out of a woman's vagina. And I'm not talking like
It's not a purse, people.
it was a goddamn clown car. No,
Purse.
it wasn't that big. But my mom used to have a small.
One of those Nokias.
Yeah, one of those real little ones the size of this Zippo lighter. I'm not talking about those little. I'm talking about like my flip phone. that shit, a little bit bigger. I'm not, 34 of those, chargers, Suboxone, tobacco, and they found it in her cavity. Not both cavities, one cavity.
Wow.
The shit was falling out of this gal.
Well, didn't they? No.
Talk about pussyfooting around. I mean, I don't know any guy could handle that. I mean,
Can you feel that? If you do circles, you can.
watch me make this fire hydrant disappear.
But no, they.
It kind of killed the conversation, didn't it?
Well, you're pulling 15 cell phones out of a vagina.
34.
Whatever.
Well, that's
1934.
double the amount. I mean,
Hike.
I don't know many girls that can get like 2. And not that
So you knew a lot of girls that put phones up there.
Well, in prison,
Where are you going?
Schildmeyer, his max, he can pack 10.
Before or after being re-sleeved.
Well, after being re-sleeved, before being re-sleeved, you'd lose your big uns pop there.
Oh, can I
Yeah.
have my pop? Never mind. You keep that. But no, it's they just had a girl get arrested for having a gun up her hoo-ha.
Yeah,
loaded.
380.
Yeah.
Well, that
You move wrong, you take out your.
well, I heard about back in the early '90s, there was a dude that was running from the cops. They wound up taking him and getting him X-rayed for whatever reason, and he had one of those 22 long, 22 or 22 mag, the North American little 5-shot revolvers like that you can put on a belt buckle.
Yeah.
Them little. He had one of them loaded, stuffed up his ass.
Didn't what was this? Ollie Dixon got busted for having one up his ass in the county jail.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was up his ass. I think he just had it on him and they missed it in the pat down.
How do you miss?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you look good to me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, if it's a proper pat down, you're not going to miss it. But, you know, we've all seen the video of the guy that went through a pat down and, 2 pat downs, I think it was, at the sheriff, or either sheriff or police department. Then while he's sitting there during interrogation, the cop gets up and walks out. And then while the guy's gone, he blows his brains out.
Wow.
You've seen that? It's on YouTube.
No, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Commit suicide there in the interrogation room.
How'd he do it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it was back in the 80s where Indianapolis police arrested a guy having in the back of the car, but he had a gun in his shoe and he shot himself in the back of the police vehicle.
Yeah.
In his shoe?
Yeah, this was like late 80s.
My shoe gun. Wrong phone. I was supposed to answer the phone. My bad.
Well, and that's something else. I've heard about the guy or a gal that had they left a pistol on the bedside table and then they put their cell phone there and their cell phone rang and they picked up the gun and shot themselves in the head trying to answer the phone.
Hello? Hello? Turn up the volume. Click. I got it. Hello? Boom. Oh. Well, you've heard of the guys taking they sleep with a gun under their pillow and they have asthma. And they think they got their inhaler and they grab the gun. Have you heard of that? Seen that?
I haven't heard of that.
There's a difference in this.
Not when you're asleep.
There's a very
not.
cynical part of
And
me
a
that wants to
serious
laugh
difference
at that.
in weight.
Right?
You know, have you ever run into this? It's funny you bring it, the serious difference in weight. I was in Crackshot, I think it was, one time, and the gal had come in with her husband, and they were looking at pistols. And she looks at him. He looks at. I think he's looking at a Glock or something. He looks at it and he lets her take a look at it. And she's like, "Oh, this is a lot lighter than yours." And I sat back and I looked at him like, "Oh no, shit, bitch! It ain't got no bullets in it. Of course it's lighter."
There's a lot of difference in weight once it's loaded.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with U.S. Marshals. Is when they
and that
when he switches the magazines, you can tell because the Glock's just polymer. You can tell when it ain't got when it's not loaded, when it doesn't have a full mag in it. There's a sizable difference.
Mm-hmm.
Not a sizable. There's a very discernible difference.
Well, and a sizable difference in balance, so...
Yeah, top heavy as shit. You might as well be shooting a high point. Also known as a paperweight. But with a high point, at least if you miss the guy, because you're probably gonna, you can just club him to death with it.
Or Jennings.
Jennings ain't too bad if it shoots. If it goes off, because it's a 50-50 gun. If it actually goes off...
Mine
Right.
goes off.
It's
If I'm shooting Woody, I got to point it at Chambers.
Is it a Jennings 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had.
I got to point it. If I want to shoot Woody, I got to point it at Chambers.
I had one, and I went out to shoot it, and the damn firing pin stuck a quarter-inch out the back of it, and I sold it to Mick, and he fixed it, and he shot fine after he fixed it. But I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this thing.
And no.
I'm a big fan of Taurus, but I did have a problem with that revolver of mine. I had to send it back
Heavy.
and get it. What?
Some of the Taurus revolvers are heavy.
Yeah, I can see that. Not for me, but I don't have dainty women hands. Yeah.
Well, I bought a Taurus off a buddy of mine. It's a little 38, but it's that kind of polymer frame Taurus revolver.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's snappy, that's for sure, because it is pretty light, so it's got some pretty good kick to it for a 38.
Speaking of Taurus.
Somebody's going to shoot themselves here.
It's empty.
It's,
We got alcohol out and guns.
it's not the Dragon, of course.
You know what? We have firearms. Ow. Fucking pistol whip my finger with the
Take that.
Well, he was there when I bought it.
Millennium G2.
Yeah, go
this is
the
that.
111.
Yeah, the 111. We have alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Yeah.
But no explosives
Well,
that we know of.
It's in there. I come equipped for a party. Did you bring the chips? Because you had that shirt. Remember, alcohol, tobacco, and
No, that
Bureau of
wasn't me.
Alcohol?
Somebody had the shirt that said Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and
That
Firearms.
seems
Who's
more like
bringing
a
the
Pat
chips?
shirt.
They said, who's bringing the chips? And it was out at Mix, and you showed up and you brought chips. We're like, Woody brought them. Hot damn.
I don't remember who had that.
That was out at
What
one
was the
of
shirt
the
again?
camps. It said, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms should be a convenience store, not a government agency.
Oh God!
Yeah,
Sounds like
I've
a
seen
Benny.
the shirt
That sounds like a
before.
Benny shirt.
Perhaps.
You know, because Benny. You remember that time we were out at Mix and Benny was doing the close action with the shotgun? I was like, Jesus Christ, Benny! Do you throw the deer in the trunk then shoot it?
Hey, you got to do that shit mafia style sometimes. Don't tell DNR. Shh. It's like Northwoods law.
I mean, because he was that close.
Back
he was like,
40 Ellick law.
He was like 5 feet away from the target, and he was doing the quick relay. You know, the up boom,
Boom.
up boom. And I was like, Jesus, I bet you're the one that throws the deer in the trunk then shoots it. So it's so funny, man. Then why is everybody laughing?
I had a guy at the shop tell me that supposedly you could buy 6-hour 226 magazines that would fit, and they'll fit in this. That's what he said. Don't know if it's true or
Well,
not.
if
Haven't
anybody's going to
tried
be able
them.
to do it, 6 hours going to do it.
I don't think.
Well, no, they'll longer, but it's got the proper place for the release to catch.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's true or not.
Don't be a douchebag. Get the proper mag.
Right?
Well, yeah, but
I mean, if they
but
fit
then-
and they're cheaper, then okay.
but they make some 18 rounders that are still normal size. So
Because your SIG, you can replace the barrel and shoot 357. Which one is that one?
well, it's a 40 cal, but if you replace the barrel, you can shoot 357 SIG.
Yeah.
Sigmaster Flash over here. But, he bought a 1911 and a Glock, so I had to buy a SIG. That was,
You know what,
that was the agreement.
I always
So
wanted
you
to
still have it.
Yes, I do.
I always
I
wanted
love
a Glock.
that thing. I think I shoot better with it than I do my Glock.
I shot better with my
Well,
SIG
I've been
than
telling
I
you
ever
guys
did with
that
a
for
Glock.
years, but you'd say, "Oh, Woody, blah blah blah."
Well, you got that crazy ADT money, man. I got that kind of shit. My guns look like Tupperware. I can't afford real steel that's not from 1942 or 1911.
Speaking of which, now, I have a question.
No, he will not sleep with you.
We have answers. I don't know if you'll
Yeah,
like
I'm,
them, but we
I'm
got
not-
answers.
I'm lonely but not desperate.
Motherfuckers got standards.
Come
No,
Friday night at 1 a.m., however.
It's, closing time, everybody looks.
Suddenly, Chris wants you to drink more mead.
No, not that one.
I
From
need a
the
shot.
other bottle.
I
The
guess
other
special
bottle.
bottle.
Yeah. This one
You
tastes
get a
funny.
visit from the Ether Bunny.
Does that taste like ether to you?
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
I don't know.
The 1942 or the 1911s went on sale.
Oh, from the CMP.
Yeah. Now, how
They-
does one
they-
find how to get
Okay.
into that?
They have not gone on sale yet.
I know that they were hitting the mark. They're getting ready to hit the market.
You don't
Okay.
argue with Woody.
All right, so a little bit backstory for those people out there.
Yeah, because I don't know.
CMP is the Civilian Marksmanship Program. It's basically where you can buy surplus rifles from the U.S. military. Currently, you can buy M1 Garands, which was the rifle used in World War II, but you used to be able to buy
to have
Springfield
a Garand.
rifles, carbines, even like 30-40 Krags, pre-World War I rifles.
I would love to have a Garand.
Well, you can get one. They have them for about $650 rack grade, so they're pretty rough, but still,
You
it's a
still
Garand.
got one.
Yeah.
It's a Garand. But they recently, a couple years ago, they weren't allowed to sell pistols, so they could only sell rifles. Well, the government passed a law or made a change to allow the CMP to sell pistols because all the 1911s have been in surplus since 1985. That's when they switched over to the Beretta 9mm.
Boo.
Wow.
Didn't they change again here recently?
They're doing it now.
Okay. I knew that they were looking for a new, and then
There was
because there was a lawsuit about how they, I think it was Glock that got passed over.
Well, it basically more or less came down to two guns, Glock 19 and a 6-hour P320, which
The sick
had a
guns, right?
different military designation. But
And it's had some problems, too, hasn't it?
I don't think. No.
No.
I think that didn't.
I thought I'd heard. Wasn't
Well-
there one that was like fire and like? I thought I heard something or other about it was having some issues, but I'm sure
no,
they fixed
the military version was not having issues because they have a different trigger in the military version. The civilian version supposedly had like one time where it got dropped and went off, but they've done a recall where they actually changed the whole trigger system to the military style trigger,
Okay.
which that does not have a problem with that.
Okay.
But all the SIG haters out there immediately heard that, oh, well, see, piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. That's all you heard on the internet for
honestly,
a couple days.
Glock wouldn't have been any better. I don't think they should have changed off the 45.
There are more people that are brand specific than they want. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and actually, I've seen the military version of the Glock. It's called the Glock 19X.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty neat gun, really, because a customer brought one in to trade. It's a Glock 19 regular length slide, but it has a Glock 17 grip. So it's got the longer grip so it can hold the Glock 17 magazines in it.
Oh, okay.
It has a lot better barrel. It's crown, and it's better than just a regular Glock barrel. So it's a pretty.
Just like a bull barrel, or
No, I mean it's still the same diameter, but it's cut differently. It's crowned, so
Okay.
it's more accurate than a standard Glock barrel.
okay.
Pretty neat gun. It's desert tan. I thought it was pretty cool looking. Honestly, I wouldn't mind having one because it's just kind of neat.
So when you buying it,
They're hard to get right now because they don't make a lot
you
of them.
just had one come in for trade.
Yeah, but I can't buy that one.
Aw.
Why not?
Oh.
We'll get into that.
How about? Hey, I'll tell you what. How about you give me the
know,
money?
Okay, hold
And
on.
you know-
We're going way off the original question.
No,
here.
how about you
Yeah,
give me
No,
the
no, no,
money?
no, no. You can't do straw purchase. We're not going to get into that.
No, how about you give
At
me the
least
money?
not
I'll
on
buy it.
air. Not on air. Not on air.
No straw purchases.
Well, I trust me, I can pass a background check. I don't need a straw purchase.
I proved that. I bought like 3 in one day.
So you're on a list.
Apparently.
I'm on a lot of lists. None of them are bad. But anyway, back to the original.
So the government approved for the C&P to be able to sell 1911 pistols.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is the C&P got a shipment of 8,000 1911s. And they have a group of people. They do this all in Alabama because there's C&P North, which is over by Cleveland, Ohio. And then there's a newer C&P that's down in Alabama. And that's where they do all the...
Roll Tide.
Jag a maggot off a meat wagon.
Well...
Go ahead.
Eat a Tide Pod.
I'm going to let that one pass. That's too easy. But they grade every firearm. So if stuff needs fixed, it gets fixed. They basically have... Well, there's 3 basic grades that you can buy from C&P. There's rack grade, which is pretty rough. Pitting, finish is all worn. I mean, that's the bottom level.
Rode hard and put away wet.
Very hard.
That's my classification right there. I'm rackwear.
You have field grade, which is a little bit better, but you're still going to have finish wear, but it's slightly better. And then you have a service grade, which is the next level above field grade. That's still a pretty decent pistol. It's obviously got some wear, but less wear. There's still a lot of the original bluing. Grips are in decent shape. You know, it's a pretty decent pistol. Anything higher than that goes through the C&P auction because they can obviously
You make more money.
it's more correct. So, but there's like 3 or 4 grades above that. There's like correct grade.
Armory Queen.
So,
How did that get here again? Don't ask to sell it.
so right now the C&P is in the process of grading all these pistols, figuring out which ones are going to be rack, service, field grade, and then which ones are a higher grade, which will go through the auction at some point in time.
Yeah.
1911s were mainly made by Colt, but during World War II, there's a lot of other companies. Singer, Sewing Machine Company, Remington Rand. There were several more out there that made them.
Now, see, you say that a lot of people don't understand that the sewing machine company actually made guns during the war.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Some
everybody made every...
Who didn't make guns? Shit,
Well, I mean,
GM
you say
made
Singer,
tanks.
automatically people go, why would a sewing machine company be into guns? Well,
Because we were at war, goddammit.
Because we were at war, they weren't making sewing
yeah,
machines
they were making
anymore.
everything. They switched to guns.
We had enough sewing machines to make the parachutes. we need something else.
So But now,
slow down jumping out of the plane. What the?
But now, to getting back to the pistols, then you have to register, or you have to meet certain criteria to be able to buy from the CMP.
Right.
So basically, you need like your passport or something to identify you, not just a standard driver's license.
Okay.
Now, what about
Or military ID if you're a former.
What about
military.
the real ID? Since now they've had to
the
go.
secure ID thing?
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that.
Okay.
Would this wanted poster work?
But you had to have like 3 things, and I forget all 3 offhand.
I
When we go-
probably have them in the
I'm gonna
the
say,
safe.
if we go on break, we can check that out real quick too.
Well,
Okay.
don't you have to be a member of a club,
but one of
too?
the yes, you have to be involved in a marksmanship activity to be able to buy from CMP. So you have to if your club registers with CMP, or like you belong to certain groups.
GPR Marksmanship Club. Make it happen.
Like,
Register that shit.
how do we need to do that?
Bill is part of a marksman club.
Well, I think you kind of have to.
4-H,
I think
yeah.
a group of guys just can't say, "Oh yeah, we're in marksmanship." You have to kind of prove that you are.
Well, we have a home range.
Okay, well, Eddie can't come to the range with us because that requires marksmanship.
Ouch.
I said that just because I know he's not listening. And if he is, even better. Call me.
Phones ain't ringing, so
You're right.
but
Give him a minute.
But like what I did was I became a member of the Grand Collectors Association, which is $25 per year. They send you a magazine like every 3 months.
Oh shit, yeah.
So I mean it's a good wealth of knowledge if you're into M1 Garands.
Yeah, and you got one from the thing, didn't you?
Right. I recently went there back in March. First trip I ever made up there. The main reason I went up there is because they actually had they had their normal M1 Garands that they used to do, but they actually had some International Harvester M1 Garands.
No kidding.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Now, for those of you out there, you all know M1 or International Harvester makes tractors. Well, during World War II, the main armory for the U.S. government at the time was Springfield Armory. They made most of the M1 Garands. But during World War II, Winchester Firearms also made M1 Garands too to help keep up with production for the wartime effort. Same thing happened during the Korean War. The M1 was still the main rifle for then, so Springfield could not. They weren't really tooled up, so they couldn't keep up. So they contracted H&R Firearms out of New England, who had been making firearms since probably the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
Still wasn't enough because they needed more grants, so they contracted International Harvester to make them, which
you mentioned that phone call. You want me to what?
International, the place where they were going to make the M1 Garands was out of Evansville.
See,
So-
there's 2 reasons to go to Evansville now.
Which after they got done with that, they actually sold that plant. It became the Whirlpool plant for years, and I think it's actually gone now. So
And didn't International? Didn't they also run? They did the International Scout. Wasn't International Harvester part of International?
yeah, they
I mean,
made vehicles
yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's not a.
so that was kind of
Delco made the Liberator pistol, so it's not.
well.
Yeah.
They made 6 million M1 Garands between 1936 and 1958, something like that.
Yeah.
Out of 6 million, there was only like 330,000 that were made by International Harvester, and most of those were made post-Korean War.
Right.
So a lot of those got sent overseas. So they're kind of hard to get. They're not
Yeah.
rare, but they are a little more hard to get.
Yeah. You're gonna pay for them.
I paid a little more than the average Garand
Yeah,
for it, but
A little bit more than the average bear.
but it's worth it.
well, see now I've got 4 M1 Garands now. I need a Winchester, and I'll have all four of the manufacturers.
At that
I have problems.
No,
I know.
no,
I can,
no.
No problem.
At that point, I would totally do the same
I
thing.
can fully admit that I do have a
No,
problem.
I'd totally do the same thing. 'Cause you're like one away from having. I'm like, collect the whole set. Hell yeah!
Right?
And
Yeah.
so I think we're going to go on a break now. And when we come back, we'll have the answer to
The question about What does it? What
does it require?
Yeah, how can we get there?
Why isn't Chambers already registered the GPR as a
Right?
shooting entity?
So we'll be back after this.
Eddie agrees he has poor marksmanship, or he would have called me.
we'll be right back.
He
after
can hit a
these
fire
messages.
ring like a sunbitch, though.
And we're back.
Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell nobody.
First, we have to make an announcement that
Okay.
if somebody's
Oh,
going to
God.
send us a voice text,
Here we go.
make sure it's audible.
Yeah, we got.
Because
I heard a lot of.
Tell Woody.
Sounds like we're singing for Cannibal Corpse.
Like, roll the windows up.
Yeah, sorry.
Roll the window up.
Or take. Never mind.
And I love you.
Ryan's like, I wish you'd hurry up with that. That stinks. Never mind.
So,
Window down up.
Yeah.
Got the window down up here.
So back to the question before
yeah,
the break.
back to the
We did find out
question
some
at hand.
information. Yeah.
We did find some stuff out. If you would like to.
Stafford Swallows. Oh,
So we went on to the CMP website. There's basically three things you have to prove to get membership into the CMP.
What'd you say?
You have to, or there's basically four things. You have to have proof of citizenship and proof of age.
Yeah.
So to do that, you can have a birth certificate, your passport. Those are a couple things that qualify for that. Or you can have a military ID, but you have to be an E5 or higher for them to accept
Right.
a military ID.
So, Navy-wise, it'd be a petty officer.
So I'm not sure what Army-wise E5 would be. I was never in the military, so I don't know exactly what it would be then. You have to have membership in a approved club. So like what I did, I joined what's called the Grand Collectors Association. $25 for a year for membership. Like I said earlier, they send you a magazine. The website has a lot of really good information. Okay, E5 for the Army, you have to be a sergeant or higher. But there's a lot of different clubs out there that are affiliated. National clubs, state level clubs like pistol associations, things like that. Or just, there are some local clubs too that were approved by CMP for membership. And actually there's a place south of Anderson, there's a club over by Ovid. They're on that list too. So if you belong to that club, you automatically have the membership then. And you also have to prove a firearm-related activity. So for most people, if you have a concealed carry permit, that qualifies as a firearm-related activity.
Wait a minute. There's a gun range in Ovid?
Yeah, it's called Fall Creek Gun Conservation Club. It's on Gilmore Road.
Yeah.
Is it by the church?
Now, can we like push like our local conservation club to be a member? Or?
You don't want to go out there.
I mean, it's closer than Ovid.
It's not even open, really.
It's
Yeah,
a joke.
I think pretty much all they do is
Trap
like
shooting.
trap.
Shooting.
Yeah,
Skeet shooting at bitch.
which that's what they do at Fall Creek. Is a lot. They have a lot of trap shooting go on there because the 4-H group I'm involved in, we go out there and shoot, and they shoot trap like 2 or 3 nights a week.
Man, we can hear them from our porch. Boom, boom, boom. Jesus.
So
Now, okay, quick question. So, somebody's going to ask, what is the difference between skeet and trap?
Trap runs along the ground, doesn't it?
no, skeet is there's several versions of skeet or sporting clays. I mean, like the little throwers you can buy at the store.
Right.
That's skeet because it shoots about slower. Trap, you actually have a trap house. It's a lot bigger machine. They're further out to begin with, and they throw them a lot faster.
Okay.
So,
Team Skeet.
trap
That's something totally different.
trap is more higher end.
Yeah.
The guys who put a lot of money into it shoot trap for the most part.
No, that's what they shoot at the Olympics, isn't it? It's trap, not skeet.
Well, they do trap, and I think maybe they do sporting clays, which is like skeet on steroids, because there's different parts of skeet. You have your normal skeet throwers that go out, but sometimes they do them where they go across.
Right.
They also have what's called rabbits. They're a thicker clay, and it actually rolls on the ground.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
That's all part of sporting
Okay,
clays.
gotcha. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that, but
Yeah. So, but yes, sporting clays is probably a lot more active, because you don't know where things are coming from. Because they can come on the ground, they can come this way, that way,
they're
straight
coming
out.
right for us.
So you don't really know where they're coming from. So you have to be able to adjust a lot, because they'll do one and then the other.
Yeah, because you stand in a central location and then it comes from one of the 3 houses, right? Usually there's 3 houses or
Something like
Bunkers.
that. Yeah.
bunkers. Yeah.
Well, or sometimes you just have a big skeet house, a big multi-level thing that shoots them out to different directions.
So I know I got a job for a night loading one of the loaders for the damn trap houses. That's a job and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Good money though.
They get shitty when you shoot better than they do with the Express
Yes,
shotgun
they do.
too.
So
they spend all these money on these SKBs or these Ruger Red labels, and you're shooting better with an 870 Express.
So when you're talking about like the marksmanship or related activity, you're like current or past military, current or past law enforcement, participation in a rifle, pistol, airgun, or shotgun competition. You got to provide a copy of the results bulletin with your name on it. Completion of a marksmanship clinic that included live fire training with a copy of the certificate of completion.
Which I think you can get at MTAC over in Muncie.
Distinguished instructor or coach status.
Woody, would you be my coach?
Life coach.
I don't know if I have that kind of time.
Not for me, you don't.
You don't drink enough.
Concealed carry license.
I'm already a lawyer for one of our friends. That keeps me busy enough.
Right.
Firearm owner identification cards that include live fire training, an FFL or a CNR. Completion of hunter safety course that included live fire training, or certification from a range, club, or law enforcement officer witnessing shooting activity. They need to phrase that a lot better.
Drive by.
Law enforcement officer witnessing shooting activity. Like, that is actually, if you can get him here.
It is over there.
If you can prove you shot somebody while at work, yeah.
You can complete the form and verify that.
How did you kill somebody? Look, I got to say it right here. Okay, first of all, that's gross. Second of all, you're under arrest. But when I get out, can I be part of the club? No, you're a prohibited possessor now.
Yeah, I don't think getting shot at by the police counts.
This is phrasing.
Sure doesn't in L.A.
It's just phrasing.
Stormtroopers.
And of course, the most important thing, you have to be legally eligible to purchase a firearm. Yeah. So if you can't pass an FFL, you're not going to be able to buy from them.
I got my permit. I'm good. They keep trying to take it from me, but I've still got it.
They keep sending the guy to my house. I'm not home.
Can I help you? Yes, does Patrick works here? No, he left. I'm sorry.
But one neat thing they have up there, they have what's called drill rifles. They're the M1 Garands that were just too rough to even sell. Either they have excessive pitting or just the barrels were chambers completely worn out. So they actually demill them. The barrel's plugged.
Somebody get Stafford out of the gutter again, please.
The internal action's pretty much taken out, so you still have the action, but it's not capable of firing. So it's just a drill rifle.
He's checked out.
He found something really funny.
No,
I guess it had to do with the plug, with the phrase "plugged," perhaps, or
no, it was just worn out.
Re-sleeved the whole. I mean, it just. Yeah,
it was the whole. It just totally. The whole chamber is worn out. That's where he lost it.
Well, we know Chambers is worn out. Oh, chamber.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
No, that was singular, not plural.
So technically, how many people need to be in to form a club?
That's what I'm wanting to look up now.
Yeah, the information's all on the website, so it's cmp.org.
The cmp.org.
The cmp.org.
Yeah.
But also CMP they have their own shoots too, so you can bring your Garand out, shooting competition in it. they have certain levels of that. They have one neat thing that's called the John Garand matches, which John Garand is the guy who invented the M1 Garand
Right.
back in 35, 36. So basically, to compete in that, all you need is just a plain Jane M1 Garand. It can't be modified or anything. You can't do anything to the trigger. It can't have any national match type stuff on it. It's just a plain service type M1 Garand that you could shoot. And I know around the country, people have Garand matches, and that's what they do. You could just, if you have an old M1 Garand, you can take it out and shoot competition with it.
Wow. See, a friend of mine who we'll meet when we go down to Gatlinburg, he got one from his grandfather. His grandfather brought his Garand back from World War II and got to keep it. And then when he died, he gave it to my buddy Bill.
Yeah.
And he likes showing it off because it's got the whole bayonet and everything.
I bought one here off of a friend of mine that used to work with his dad. I've actually bought 2 Garands off him now. But I bought one that it was made in May of 1944. And I think it's pretty much an original M1 Garand. It wasn't ever re-arsenaled or modified by the government. Because the rear sight's a little bit different than the ones you normally see. It's got more of the original sights.
Right.
And the operating rod, the ones that have been re-arsenaled have a cut on them. But this one actually it's straight cut. I guess they used to have problems with them because they would actually tend to break more if you used hot ammo in it.
Minimum.
Really?
10 people? I can come up with that.
Well, hell, that's one,
Okay,
2, 3,
so
4,
if you could, so you need
There's
10
5,
people or more to
6,
have a club
7,
to possibly
8. I can
be
count 8
accepted
right now.
by
They're like a senior club, which is I'm trying to figure out like what makes a senior. You have to have a minimum of 10 adults who are U.S. citizens, 1 or more club officers,
Okay, 8.5.
That's
an
pretty simple.
instructor or coach.
Got 2 of those.
That
We can
must
fire
be
2
a
of those
qualified
right
instructor.
Oh.
Organization documents, which I can whip up in a
What,
heartbeat.
what was the qualified?
And
You probably have to have some sort of like NRA certificate or something along that line.
now. Weren't you going for that at one point?
Well, right now I'm a 4-H instructor,
Okay.
so I've taken a 4-H instructor's class so I can instruct 4-H kids.
Right.
But I don't think that qualifies because 4-H really is very basic.
Give me the
Boom
test.
in goes that way.
Give me the test. I'll test out.
It's not that basic, but
You know, I know, but
basically you're teaching kids
by
to
the
learn
way,
how
do
to
you-
shoot and be safe.
right, do you know that your 4-H club can be CMP affiliated for $30?
Yes, because there are some 4-H clubs that are listed as approved clubs in there too.
So it's $30 for a year for the fees. You have to have an annual report, like statistics of like how many people show up and what you do and like a lot of other stuff. Organizational
there's going to be
documents.
a lot of lying on ours.
Don't say that shit on air.
Nobody's listening.
Fucking
We're
rat.
good.
So, well, okay,
Damn it, Heather, you're a dry snitch.
for the average person, it's honestly just cheaper to
To join.
find a club,
Right.
spend $25 or whatever, and
Right.
be done with it.
But
Now,
then
we
you couldn't be
all
like,
know he's not going to do that.
No, because I got the cheerleader over there.
Rah, rah, siskumba.
Totally make it a DVR shooting team.
Yeah.
Yep, we suck.
Uh-huh.
That could be on the back of our jerseys. Yep, we suck.
Nah.
Well, that's the point. See, it's already mind game. See, they think we suck, and we know we suck, and we go out there and rip their,
I ain't the greatest.
we could be called the Devil's Onion Ring.
I think if I would have changed
You're going to be
No.
the chocolate starfish, is what you're going to be.
Same area. Same area.
Nah.
I've been shooting him down on putting your name on
I'm totally
the
putting it.
store on the front of the house.
My
I'm
name?
going to put Pat across the top of the arms on the chocolate starfish.
No, you're not.
And each one of the letters is going to look like bent hot dogs.
No, my name does not belong anywhere near this
We've got
house.
some nipple pink acrylic paint downstairs and some brushes.
Cool. All right.
You'll be like, Pat.
How about them boys?
Penetrate every one of us.
You'll like it. I'll stroke your beard.
Easy killer. Not the beard.
Not the beard.
So, okay.
So as soon as we like started sliding off of the subject, like everything goes dead.
Well, he's my name and hot dogs for some reason. Why that's in his head, I have no idea.
You're the one with the man crush on Ryan Reynolds.
Duh.
And Jim's got a man crush on you.
Well, you're just jealous.
No.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Negative there, Ghost Rider.
One that's kind of similar on the subject,
Which subject?
firearm related.
Just let it go.
Stay with us, Pat. I know you're playing with your phone, but
He's
stay
thinking-
with
he's
us.
thinking of Ryan.
Yeah,
Like, I want a
probably
Van
was.
City Reynolds.
But of course,
Man City Reynolds.
GM used to have a big presence here locally in Anderson, which they don't anymore.
Yeah.
But supposedly back in World War
It's a
II,
Ford
they used to
dealership
make
now.
the M3 grease guns
Oh yeah.
over here.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't they found some like crates up, like they found a crate of them in the Liberator pistols, I think, when they
In
shut the plants and
the
stuff
tunnels.
down.
Yeah, they moved them down there and
That
forgot
guide
about them.
lamp, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's where it was.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're all in a museum now.
No, well,
Well, I think some of them went to the Anderson Police Department because I think I remember my uncle saying something.
I'm
He
pretty
was a
sure,
retired
yeah.
Anderson police officer.
You get a cheap gold watch, and oh look, a grease gun,
And a grease gun.
which
But-
is sweet.
But everything I heard about the grease gun, I mean, they were pretty rough and they were pretty slow rate of fire, really.
yeah. Well, it's a slam fire, isn't it?
Well, most machine guns are open bolt
Yeah.
because then if you fire them too much and it's a closed bolt, the round could possibly cook off if it gets real hot. So most machine guns fire from the open bolts. That way, when it's not firing, it's open, and then as soon as it slams shut, then
Yeah.
it fires. Then
You has trouble. Now see, okay, you said cook off. All four of us know what that means here. But when you say cook off, that means the round goes in, doesn't come out, and goes boom.
no, what cook off means is that when the barrel's hot enough, if you have a round in the chamber, there's enough heat to actually ignite it to
yeah,
fire.
my bad.
So
Sorry.
No matter what position the bolt's in.
Right. It could. Sorry, my bad.
So it accidentally
Pat.
it fires basically when you weren't ready for it to
Right.
fire. So that's why most machine guns fire from the open bolts. That way, that keeps that from happening. Then
Just roll around. Just roll around. You'll be fine.
Stop, drop, and roll. Fire. Yeah, go ahead. You can shoot.
no fire. Inside joke, people. Stafford and I are the only ones.
Yeah,
who
we were the only ones.
we're the only ones who realize that.
Fire. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and shoot.
No,
fire. Shit, the backstop's on fire. How'd that happen?
Somebody's firing tracer rounds during the day.
The Woody was the inspiration for Wanted. Fucking magic.
Then the owner of the property, I won't say his name, was like, "Oh, who thought that happened?" Well, when you put a hot round that lights up into wood that's dry,
Wood burns. Wood burns.
Well, it was
yeah,
pretty
he does.
amazing that it went through the backstop and then hit a can of spray paint hanging off the tree behind
right,
it.
yeah.
It hit the staple gun and shot up and hit the can because it had actually
Is that what it
impacted
did? It ricocheted off the- yeah, that's right.
He shot. It went through. It passed the 1 in a million shot passed through the slats, and I mean it shouldn't have been able to, but it did. And so he magicked his ass into the staple gun and deflects up into the Rust-Oleum can or whatever it was he was using.
the paint can.
The paint can.
Yeah, boom.
And then you see this little mushroom cloud fireball over the backstop, and the backstop's on fire.
Just a nice.
We're like,
Everybody's like,
fire!
Everybody's like, how'd he do that?
Stafford and I were the only ones who were facing that way. Everybody
Yeah.
else was looking the other way.
Yeah.
And our friend was. We said fire. He's like, yeah, go ahead, fire. No, fire.
Shit!
And then the fireman in the company jumps into action. Wah, wah, wah. Everybody stand back. I've grown up in this shit, man. I'm good.
I have to find him, but I still have the pictures of like when we shot the little propane tanks and the 2-liter bottles
Yeah.
where I took some photos of it.
Yeah.
Those
Was
turned
that
out
the one
really
that
cool.
was we put them out? Did we put the ones out on the 1,000-yard range, or did we use them on the smaller?
The one at the
The
trailer.
smaller range.
Okay,
Yeah, all the fun stuff happened at the trailer. The stuff that, it's borderline.
Illegal?
No, not really. Just like...
No, maybe not necessarily safe.
Right.
Watch this! Everybody stand back.
We did butterfly hunt out there, for God's sake.
Hey, I won $20 off of Mick that one time for the...
They're much harder to hit than what you think.
Yes, they
Yes,
are.
they are.
No butterflies were harmed in the actual butterfly
Nope.
hunt.
No, because I couldn't hit the damn thing. That's the only reason why.
No, because remember, I bet Mick $20 that I could hit a clay pigeon with my paintball gun. He goes, "You ain't going to hit that, son of a bitch. Here you go."
Click.
Oh, it took me almost 180 shots, but I got it.
I tell you
Over
what,
there.
I had to turn it to full auto.
one of the most amazing things you could ever see firearm related was Tom Knapp. Stafford knows who he is. He passed away here a few years ago, but he was a avid shotgun shooter. He shot for Benelli, but he had a Benelli shotgun, just a regular shotgun, semi-auto, but had a big long tube on the end. He actually took 14 clay pigeons, had them in one arm, lined up his arm, shotgun in the other, and he would literally heave them all into the air at once, shot all 14 before they hit the ground.
Yep.
No, this was
Jesus
semi-auto,
God.
just boom, 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 and like the last one he shot
About a foot
maybe
off the
2
ground.
foot off the
Yeah.
ground.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
he was
damn
good. I mean, that dude could trick shoot
he
with a
could
shotgun.
he could sit there 10 no problem. The one we tried 14, it took him a couple tries because that's really hard to do because you have to really heave as hard as you can.
Yeah, you got to have a
to get him
cannon
up
for
in
an
the
arm,
air.
and then
Bring the shotgun up, get it on sight, and just start pecking them off as you go down. Because you start with the bottom one first because they all just drop.
right, you want to work your way up instead of up to down.
Yeah, because by the time you go down, then you're like,
You're shooting into the ground. Look, I got it. It's been down on the ground for the last minute, man.
That's how people get shot.
Yeah, but he would actually do shows where this is all he did. He would just do trick shots. I mean, kind of old west style stuff,
Right.
but with the shotgun. But that was even the most impressive thing to me. He would actually take a little .22 rifle. He would take an aspirin,
The aspirin.
little bitty regular aspirin.
flip it up.
He would flip it up in the air with his thumb and shoot it out of the air with the .22. See, nice little.
I'd lose
When you
that
shot
son of a
it.
bitch in the sun every time. There's no way I could do that.
Stafford, that's a bottle and a half of aspirin you owe me.
Because he'd probably use like a .22 short or something.
right.
Something that didn't have any
I didn't
power,
even.
but
I didn't even realize he passed away.
I'd be like,
yeah, he
in
passed away about
2000
5 years ago,
Yeah,
maybe
about
more.
2013.
yeah.
You know, I'll tell you what. I
I'd be like,
bet
take a handful of aspirin, throw it up in the air, and I'll shoot it with a damn shotgun.
Because I seen
bottle
I
him.
win.
the bottle.
No.
I seen him on like
just shoot into the
everything
cloud.
on History Channel and talking like the trick shooting with guns and this. That. He was always the
Yeah,
one of
he was the guy. He was
Yeah.
the guy.
You know
and
what?
then Jerry McCulloch?
Michalek.
Michalek.
Jerry
It-
He
Michalek.
can just shoot really fast and quick enough to break a Glock 42.
But he's extremely accurate
Oh, yeah, he
shooting.
is.
too.
Isn't that the guy who can like quick draw and go and like he
2
completely
seconds, he can empty. Yeah.
a revolver?
Yeah,
a
he's
single
the-
action.
He's basically the fastest shooter alive. He holds
The world record.
multiple world
I reckon his
records.
wife's happy.
Because I think I seen him on MythBusters when they were talking about what doing, and he was like,
Could probably do something.
I saw him in one of his videos. Jerry Michalek, M-I-C-K, I can't remember how to spell his name. He's from Louisiana, so he's got that kind of Louisiana accent to him. Really cool guy because he posts a lot of videos. It's really interesting to watch if you're a firearms enthusiast. But I saw him one time take a .38 snub-nose revolver, hold it upside down, shoot it with his pinky, and hit a target 200 yards away. A steel target. Pop.
Damn.
Tink.
Yeah.
What was the name of the guy? Is this the same guy that shot a 1,000-yard target with a 9mm?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Well, you're calling in artillery at that point. You're lobbing that shit in.
Well, he just took it out and he goes, "We're going to try this. We're doing blah blah blah." Boom.
It's very possible. I mean, he is that talented of a shooter.
It was like one trigger pull. They were going to try it. They decided to film it, and he pulled the trigger, and it tinged like a minute later.
Well, yeah. Guys who shoot high-powered rifle at 1,000 yards shoot steel targets. It takes a few seconds for it to get there. You're shooting something a third slower
Right.
and not nearly ballistically as efficient, so it's going to take a lot longer to get
so
there.
it was explained to me like you're talking about like rifle versus handgun. For an AR to shoot that, if you're going to shoot anything shorter than 200 yards, you have to actually aim lower because it still rises.
Right, yeah, the ballistic path, yeah.
And so after that, after like 250 yards, then you're starting to aim up out to however far you're.
Right.
And
I'll say it took me a weekend of Mick teach me how to shoot the 1,000-yard target before I even got close.
Well,
you mean 200 yards?
Well, the one out what was it?
It was 200 yards.
200 yards.
That was at his
Sorry,
house,
my bad.
I wish it was 1,000 yards.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Can't you adjust for that by making the size of the target smaller, like be an equivalent of?
Yes, you can. Because they make smaller targets to simulate shooting at longer distances. Right. So, yeah, it is possible. But still, you're still shooting at 200 yards.
Right. The bullet path is still the bullet path. You don't have to worry about...
Right.
Well, they say 1,000 yards, you're taking into consideration of the turn of the Earth and the...
well,
the Earth is
rotation
flat.
Of the Earth.
The Earth is flat.
Right. That one's for Eddie.
Yeah.
We love you, dude. You know it.
Work?
But yeah, I
if
mean,
he'd come out and hang out more often, he wouldn't get so much shit from me.
He's busy.
But yeah, what really long range is once you start really getting past 500 yards. You're really getting into long range shooting. I know for most of us to hit a target 500 yards, that's pretty far out there. It's just because there's so few places you can go to shoot that kind of distance.
Right.
Hey, Ron, take that pop can. Keep running. I'll tell you when to stop.
Like Wabash had some...
There's a place up in Wabash called Bass and Bucks. They do have an outdoor range.
Yeah.
It is 750 yards.
Okay.
And the cool thing is, if
That's
you
where
pay
Hill wants to
$15, you can sit out there all day and shoot.
Yeah,
It's really cheap.
That's what Hill said.
Nice.
That's where Hill wants to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, I would love to pick a good day and I would
Get
more
my
than happily
paycheck.
spend $15.
There's a
I would like to
business
pick a good
opportunity
day
for somebody.
and a good optic for my rifle,
There's
just to see if we can. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think I can get it with that.
I got a 1,000-yard scope on a
There's-
22.
There's a business opportunity there for somebody that delivers ammunition.
Just to set out front.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need? Just go and
Hey, psst, psst, hey.
It's like a crack dealer.
5.56, 223.
But really,
223, 5.56. Come on.
10% over cost.
to hit
making
something
money.
at 1,000 yards, though, I mean, you need a good rifle.
That's when you just sit at the 1,000-yard target and sell ammo. Hey, need more? Need
Well,
more?
you have to do your research. You have to shoot a lot to begin with, just to get yourself down to be
Yeah.
that consistent. You need a rifle that shoots at least 1 MOA or less, preferably probably 3/4 to half-inch MOA. MOA is minute of angle, so basically we're talking you need to have a 5-shot group that's less than an inch at 100 yards for 5 shots.
You have one or several of those.
Well, I've got the big girl.
Yeah, I say you got big girl. I know that.
Well,
That kicks like a fucking mule.
$5 says I can do it with a 45.
what they're talking
I'll
about.
take that bet.
What they're talking about,
Let's
it's a 300 Winchester rifle, which at 200 yards, I've shot a 3-shot group that you could cover with a dime with it and not see any of the bullets
At 100 yards,
at 200 yards.
I want to say at 100 yards, I think with my rifle, I was in the upper left quadrant.
Well,
About that much. That
aiming
was
at
the
the moon.
spread.
but like when I shot
My
my
very first time shooting it that far. I haven't
Right.
shot it since, but first grouping was that at 100 yards.
so you're looking at probably about 8 to 10 MOA.
No,
But to do something like that, though, I mean, you want to use rest and everything because you want to take yourself out of the equation as much as you can. You get the rifle nice and steady, and then that allows you to do that. Then when you're more talented, then you could sling it up and do that.
Which
But
I didn't think was bad for the very first time shooting it. A group the size of I don't know, like a cantaloupe.
right.
Is
Well,
that a cantaloupe?
well, and stuff like that. Once you start stretching your legs and shooting out further and further, you have to find the ammo your gun likes. So you just can't run anything through it because some ammo shoots big old groups, and then you have other ammo that your gun really
It's
likes,
really
and that
nice.
really shrinks down your group
Why does
size.
Blazer jump to mind?
and then you got to find out if your gun prefers to shoot dirty or clean. Because we had a guy that his set me. You clean it, it would shoot like shit. Once it got dirty, it grouped like a mother.
Well, you get you a Mini 14, the most accurate shot you're going to make is the first one.
Of course, I mean his
shot's your most accurate shot.
his set me would also blow your hat back if you were 50 yards behind him. That blowback on that gun was incredible.
I have an Gant you should try shooting. Shoots a fireball out that far.
I don't
have
know
an
if he's still
Gant
got
that I
that
would
gun or
like
not.
to get back into shooting condition.
I know that Woody and I both know a guy personally, and his wife have he built 250s, and they fire those all the time. Well, not much anymore, but
No, well, he got rid of that one.
did he sell both of them?
Well, he sold the bolt action. He did get rid
Okay.
of that. I've shot that before, and
He said it moved his wife back a foot every time she shot it.
Well, she's like 5 pounds.
So his wife is very small. So
Me?
What's funny is everybody missed the fact that Woody's eyes were like, yeah, I shot it. Holy shit.
No, I caught it.
No, he even says, the owner even says it takes your breath away when it fires.
well, here's the problem
Well, yeah,
with
it's a
it.
beautiful freaking thing.
The firearm's called Safety Harbor. They just make an upper. I think you could probably buy a complete rifle, but you could just buy the upper part of the gun, which is the bolt, barrel, and the magazine.
All 60 pounds of it.
But what it does is it actually fits on an AR-15 lower receiver,
So it's a
so
wow,
it just
nice.
bolts right on. Well, he had a regular A2 buttstock on it, which is what the military used for years and years before they switched to the M4. So it's that kind of, it looks just like
Solid?
a regular buttstock, but the end of it is plastic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just plastic, it is also grooved.
And
So you've got a
the
bunch of little
bruises-
That's right,
diamond-shaped
he had-
grooves
yeah.
all over the back of it.
So then you have like a diamond-shaped bruises.
I could feel all of those grooves push right into my shoulder.
Somebody whacked my ass with a toaster.
I know
So
that he went
it,
up...
it wasn't unbearable, but I mean, you felt it. You knew you were shooting a very big gun at that point.
That was that gun range just up north, right? On 20,
Fairmount.
Fairmount, yeah.
Uh,
Where split
Deer-
tails aren't allowed.
Deer Creek Conservation.
Deer Creek,
What?
yeah.
Because
There's a sign up there that says no split tails allowed.
So
I
it's
remember
a
that.
gay range.
Well, they don't like women to be there.
So
I don't remember that at all.
Joe showed me a picture of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
So they're all about the sausage.
Pretty much. It's like, the
well,
the golf course in Atlanta.
let's face it. The average gun club
Augusta.
is pretty male dominated.
Well,
Yeah.
A little bit less these days because there are a lot more women that shoot
Yeah.
nowadays. Like at my side job, we actually have a group of women that come in once a month on Wednesday. It's called the Well-Armed Woman. They meet once a month. They have people come in and speak, and they shoot. So it's only for women. So that way,
Topher, you'd be fine.
but it's good for them
Come on!
because some women are intimidated by it. They feel more comfortable or being around other women shooting. So it's a good group for them.
Boy, not Libby, man. She get me out of these women. Get me with these guys.
I've been trying because Wednesday is.
She's a little busy.
No, before that happened.
5 years ago.
When Wednesdays was Women Shoot Free.
Yeah.
At,
What we're talking about is where my part-time job is. It's called Gunsinger's Gun Shop in Anderson. We have an indoor range. So here's my shameless plug for him then.
You ain't
But
gonna be shameless.
You got to say it 3 times before they have to pay us, so you're good. Where was that again?
they're not going to pay me. So.
No, I mean, they have to
I
pay
can say
us.
as much as I want. They're not going to give me any more money.
well,
to
they
it.
kind of do. I mean,
Take a
Well,
box
yeah, but
of
I actually have to
bullets.
work for it. So,
A box of bullets and a candy bar.
but it's over on Anderson. If you know the old
Bank.
Independent Federal's credit union,
right there by the Liberty
it's,
Christian or
it's
whatever.
just
right
off
behind the old grasshopper.
of,
the old
it's
bar.
just off of Columbus Avenue, 24th Street.
Just follow the trail of people trying to break into a gun shop.
Yeah, just follow the
It
trail of
is in
scumbags.
quote unquote
Yeah.
the hood. Yeah.
But no,
So-
Wednesday Women Shoot Free,
All day long.
and in between what was it, noon and
It's
whatever, it's like half price.
11 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon is half price for anybody that comes in and shoots.
So I was like, let's put some rounds through our rifles. Come, you shoot free, I get half price. Let's I'll buy a big box of ammo and we'll just shoot it.
Nah, we need to get Woody or somebody to come over and walk her through that gun.
I'm pretty comfortable with it. I mean,
Yeah, but I
it's
don't
not
like
gonna-
you. I like Woody.
oh well. Okay.
You got Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I do have Ryan Reynolds.
Well,
But no,
so,
see,
like,
I built that.
Stafford has me.
You know what? Damn it, I'm going to claim it too.
You know what? Your beard's getting tangled. Do they no, I don't want to know. But no, I built it for her, and it's still got. I mean, it's still got the damn. I've cleaned it
You
once.
ain't got to be a jealous bitch, Pat.
No, I'm just saying I built it for her, and she's never used it. We've never had time.
right. So,
I clean it once a year, pretty much.
Oh,
The offer is out there. We can go out, put a few rounds through it.
That's up to her.
So, whenever there's
as
time,
long as you keep it cleaned and oiled.
Or
all we need is an hour.
well,
stays in a
or if I
box.
could actually get some dirt out to my house, Mr. Hill, if you're listening.
Well, we know he's listening. He sends us the.
But
That's all you hear.
but unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of property, so my range would be very short. But it would be covered because at least be halfway in the barn.
Yep.
But the idea is, the center of my barn's all open, so if I put a dirt mound right out by the field, at least I can shoot rifle.
Right.
Yeah.
So good enough for practice, stuff
Or,
like that.
or
Have
any
you
hedgehog or anything.
Have
comes
you
up.
got an area where you're wanting to pull the dirt from, or you want to have it trucked in, or what do you want to do?
Well, I don't have any area to pull it from, so
Well, you got to remember there.
You can get dirty fill dirt anywhere.
Yeah, there was people who were looking for places to just dump their fill dirt.
Well, you gotta be careful with that.
Jim.
If you got to be you got to be careful with that because if it's
You
all
don't
fill
want it to
dirt,
be
you got
too
a bunch of
rocky,
rocks
stuff
and
like
shit,
that,
then you
yeah.
gotta get rid of
You'll hear the pew. You're like, oh, duck.
right, exactly.
Right.
What I was going to ask was, do you have an area that you're wanting graded or anything?
No,
Okay,
Not really.
I didn't know if you had a hill you wanted taken out because I'll totally go steal.
no,
Jim's
because
shit
my
and
house
come
is a
over there.
hill.
I'll go steal it.
It's,
I would absolutely go
You'd have
steal
to
his
drive to
shit.
Evansville
Right
to get it.
well,
oh, that's
my
right.
house
There's
sits
one
on a hill, and everything slopes down from there, so I don't really have anything I need
And
graded.
you really don't want to
What
go
about-
digging on property that's been there for 100
Have you,
years.
I ain't worried
Oh,
about
that
it.
ain't worried about that.
Not quite 100 years,
Have
but
you thought
it'll be
about
soon.
putting in a moat? Can I interest you in a moat
Technically,
at all?
this property's been here 100 years.
You know, that would be cool. They'd have the paved drive up to your house. You turn in. Whoop, whoop.
We could put like a footbridge over it. That'd be kind of neat, right?
You can entice your neighbor's dog over to the moat. Come
Yeah,
here,
but
puppy.
then I got to be able to get my vehicles up to the house, so it's kind of pointless. at
No,
that
no, we
point.
just go around. We go just around the house. You still get the drive, and with a footbridge, like you're on your sidewalk. We just put a footbridge over that.
Yeah, but then I'll just end up falling in it at some point.
When he comes home, he's pissed off from work. He forgets
We
there's
put
a
railing.
moat. Whoop!
You know what? Damn it! I'm gonna claim it too.
What the shit?
What the hell?
I don't know, but you're claiming Woody now because it's on the air.
Well, it was on the air like 2 minutes ago.
Well, you
Right?
got the delay.
Yeah, so
No, I was like, I got a message, and I clicked a message on my phone, and it was
Oh,
somebody
that's
who
what it
actually
was.
patched me into our own radio station.
Oh, that's sneaky.
I was like, and I,
I like
clicked
him already.
What the shit?
That sounds like a Brian thing. This smells like Brian. He has done this.
So, now talking about that, like, if we can take up a collection of like old used tires and use that as part of the backstop.
Well, you can get railroad ties pretty much anywhere you want. You go up to where they're working and say, hey, can I steal some of those? They'll go back your truck up.
Like,
well, that's
I'm
what I'd like
still
to get.
waiting for that. Because
Anywhere you see them standing and you see them working, pull right up or they'll put them right on your
Well,
truck.
the problem is you got to find them working there because normally
Yeah,
you see
right.
them where they're just stacked up, but there's nobody there.
Right.
right.
Because, they
Those
don't.
things
The
are
less
heavy.
they have to load, the happier they are.
Well, you got to be careful too because Menards sells those now, the used ones. So sometimes,
Like they have a company that comes in and picks all of them up.
yeah, you gotta check. You'll have to check with them because it used to be. That's the way we built. I don't know how many backstops. These are the old ones, and we just go load
Sink
up
them into the ground,
load
put
up
wood,
as many of them
put
as you
dirt
can,
behind
and
them.
Well, but railroad ties are. Yeah,
$14 a piece at Menards. Can you believe that? Used railroad ties, $14.
well,
a
I
piece.
know.
Soaked with oil.
I know a guy here in town that's got pretty new ones, but they're like $20 a piece. So, but they're like pretty much new.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
my question is like with the tires, if you can collect like old tires of people that are just getting rid of tires,
Then you
I can take care of that.
Fire or an EPA hazard.
I
Well,
got
no,
a
I'm just
whole
using
roll
that-
full of them at work.
Using that as a building and filling them with dirt, and then creating the slump of dirt behind it. You have
Depends on what you're shooting at it, because obviously if you're down around
30
pistols, stuff like that, you don't have the muzzle velocity, the energy behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that would work good for that. When you start getting into higher powered rifles, you have a ton more energy involved with it. Therefore, usually a good dirt berm is better because you can make it.
no.
a lot
That's what I'm
thicker.
saying. Like you put the dirt, you
know-
fill them full of dirt, and then you put a dirt berm behind it.
We all know.
So you
somebody
actually
who
use
deals
them
with
to
that.
keep it straight.
Well,
Up,
I would
straight up
put
and
the you usually want the dirt or tires or something behind the berm
Okay.
to keep it from pushing out, because
Okay.
when you if you have the tires in front, you keep shooting at it, the tires are just going to deteriorate from you shooting into them.
True.
So you want the dirt in front, so that way it can slide down, and then worst case you can always get more put on top of it.
So it'd be like railroad ties, dirt, tires. And then you can shoot like the 50 caliber and not have to worry about like going through.
Well, usually all you gotta do is just make a nice wide dirt berm
Concrete black brick wall
to take care of that. So
No.
It's an 88 Magnum.
What was that biggest one that they were firing that had like the round that was like this big?
The 240 or something. It was the barrel on that thing was that big.
oh, it was a 950.
950.
That video we saw where
It shoved them all back a foot.
yeah, well,
We're still in the rolling chair. Well, let's just sit. Boom! All right, wheeling back up
that's not a ton of velocity, but that's a ton of energy.
at once.
Like when that guy, the guy fired it once and we're like, oh my god!
Or the one video where I think it was had the Arab guys shooting it, and they were shooting it and they were dropping it because it was hurting them so bad.
Boom!
So,
God, son of a...
yeah.
Like don't drop. Like I think there was like only 2 made.
I know they said that...
Well, there's a couple different videos, so I know the one you guys are thinking of, but that's the one that's like almost an inch shell, and technically that's probably
Almost
a destructive device at that point.
I think what did
It's
he-
almost artillery.
What did he say? It was like
Equivalent
$20
rifle.
per shell?
Well, anything bigger than 50 cals classifies as destructive device, so that's
Yeah,
a whole
destro-
nother
it
tax
destroys
stamp
your
and a whole
shoulder,
other
your
set of
back,
background
your
checks
neck.
you got to pass.
That's why they call it a destructive round, because it destroys your shoulder, your back, your neck.
Well,
The steel girder.
destructive device covers a wide variety of stuff, but it's usually on the bigger end of stuff. Like
Tank.
no, I think that's even different from that.
Yeah, because
Hey,
I would
Woody,
have
can
been
we
able to
fire this
actually,
here?
because it's mobile.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to be able to plate it as an RV.
but it all had to be demilled, so therefore,
Well,
Yes, but we all know
Technically,
machine work
technic-
people that...
now like
you're a snitch, you know it?
I'm saving you from yourself.
No, you just...
No, you're telling on people.
I'm not. Nobody listens
now
to
like
this show.
at Knob Creek, I've seen them down there. The last time I was down there, I saw one again. You can actually buy a barrel from an A10 Warthog,
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
just the
Nice.
barrel, nothing else.
Yep.
But supposedly, you guys have taken that and made a rifle for that.
There are
But of
plans.
course, that's 30 millimeter. That qualifies as a destructive device.
That's a hell of a
If
pull.
you totally assemble it.
Wow.
That's totally awesome because that's my favorite. That's the sound of freedom in my ear.
Yeah.
Now, what is that?
For-
It's-
You know that's.
But
the sound
A10
of
shoots
freedom.
30 millimeter, high velocity, or not necessarily high velocity, but
Is it a full...
they're tank rounds
yeah.
from the air. If you imagine like a Coke bottle, it's probably taller than a Coke bottle, the whole shell and
Yeah.
base. Because I actually have one at home.
I have a 20 round
Paperweight.
somewhere here.
Paperweight?
Yeah, it's a paperweight,
It is
all right.
definitely fully semi-automatic.
Fully solid. It's the magazine, right? That's what makes it
Yeah,
automatic.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's the-
fully
the-
semi-automatic.
The magazine makes it
Yeah,
automatic.
Yeah, when you
It
when
shoots
you
800 rounds a
God,
second. It
that's-
costs $130.
That person, you just want to look at him and go, really?
Well-
You mean the governor of Illinois?
You were elected twice?
Well, so's the same guy who thought that Guam was going to tip over because there was too many bombers on it. Too, so he was an elected official.
Don't tell! They've got them balanced just perfect. When one takes
So-
off, everybody sweats.
They moved it. They move over 10 feet.
Yeah,
No,
just
no,
just
no.
remember, people. Not all your elected officials are smart.
They're out there and they...
Barack Obama.
Maximum
Sorry, what?
orders.
No, we're not pointing any fingers.
I just did. Am I racist?
Yes.
Well, it's your show. You can do that.
Sweet!
Not now, he's not president.
Oh, that damn name. Nice person. Yeah, that's a word you can't say anywhere, boy. It'll kill everything.
Yes.
They're a bunch of... You can't even say that, can you?
No.
Don't put the monkeys in the barrel. That's not right.
Well,
Libby
shit,
still
just-
telling
Let's not have this conversation.
Man,
No,
Yes,
Libby loves telling that joke. She loves
Thanks
teasing
for
me
making
about
shit
it.
awkward as hell, Pat. It's like, how do we come back from this? I'm desperately searching for a way. No.
Watch. Hey.
So, firearms. So, we're talking about... We found out what it takes... I looked up what it takes to
To
become
join the CMP.
to join the CMP, and what it takes
Well,
to be
not-
an
well,
affiliate member.
Well, you don't necessarily join the CMP. You just have to have requirements to purchase.
The CMP
from the
joins
Just
you.
not
and-
simply join the CMP.
And
CMP joins you.
but you have to be a part of an affiliate club. We also found out that if you meet certain qualifications, you can start an affiliate club.
Correct.
So
Can our picture for our club be a guy wearing a helmet sideways?
only if it's you.
Sweet!
Yeah, you're a special kind of club, Pat.
I don't know how much bejesus is in you, but I'm fixing to start smacking it out.
You better bring home more friends than what you got.
Oh, I'm not going to do it.
Just a few more drinks, you'll be fine.
Hey, where's that bottle? Or you already finished it, didn't you?
I got two modes.
On and
And
off.
you ain't cutting right for the other.
Asshole or off?
I got two modes. What? Sleepy and not sleepy?
No, he's always sleepy.
Not as much as you used to be, though.
That's true.
That is
Well, he's
true.
not working like he used to either.
And he
You
actually
don't fall asleep on us like you used to
Right.
all the
And
time.
You know, I'm not even on
Because
the
you actually
CPAP
get sleep.
machine.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
and
I'm
he's
not even on the CPAP machine anymore.
well, no,
It didn't
because
work
he
for a
sleeps
year.
sitting up.
Good.
It hadn't worked for a year.
You
and
what,
I didn't
who,
have the
huh?
He
insurance,
sleeps.
so
Oh.
I'll either die in my sleep at some point or I won't. Whatever at this point.
You wake up every morning going, damn it! I do.
You're like, we're doing this again.
Now,
I do.
Yeah.
I gotta
now,
go to work.
even,
Mine's still
now,
plugging along, so.
now it's even earlier than as days go on. I'm slowly getting him to the daytime schedule.
No, you're not, because he's texting me at 3 a.m.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
I'm going to bed at 4 and waking up at 8,
I
I'm
was
only
gonna say,
sleeping 4 hours. a
I know
night.
he's not too much, because I know there's some mornings where I wake up, I got like 10 Facebook messages for stuff the Stafford posted for
What
the
are you
website.
what are you waving around?
Huh? Yeah, it's that time.
No kidding.
Yes.
Well, you need to go pick up your wife.
Well, that too.
And
She can
dinner.
wait.
And dinner.
And dinner.
And dinner.
Well,
'Cause
well,
how
I'm
are we
going
going
to
to
do
cook?
How did he turn you into the house, bitch?
I don't know. So, like, while I'm driving to go get her, you should start dinner.
You want me to do dinner?
No.
He cooks
no.
pizza really well.
Now thinking about it, no.
Okay.
No.
He cooks pizza really well.
I'm sorry.
Well, it is that time of the night.
I will go start working in the kitchen.
But,
But no, it was Bill. We hope Heather's okay. See you next week. Brian, hope you're home okay.
And nobody else has said it tonight. Boobies.
That's tomorrow.
that's even better, though.
Yeah, it's better when Woody says it.
Right?
I think it is.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask.
Say it again. One more time.
Boobies.
Yeah.
There you go.
You almost hear
think
that little he out of his voice when he says that.
He said boobies.
He said boobies. He said boobies.
But we'll talk to you all next week. This is the Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio.
Bye.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh.